Ibrahimovic.
How does that happen, Joe?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for how that happens.
And this is Bronson Pinochet? Who?
Bronson Pinchot from Perfect Strangers?
Yeah. Who is it?
Wonderful.
Who? Gerard Piqué?
Oh, yeah. I got those two mixed up.
Yes, they were caught in the parking lot. Awkward photo.
Boy, I guess.
So Shakira's husband's bi.
Shakira's baby's daddy is, I don't know.
Oh, they're not married?
I don't believe that they're married. They may be, but...
Are they married?
I don't know his sexual orientation.
Okay.
You think they got a freezer in their basement for extra storage?
Possibly.
What kind of question is that?
A deep freeze?
It seemed appropriate. Maybe I misfired.
I think it's a sign of wealth, obviously, with a deep freeze.
Do you have a second refrigerator?
Nope, just one.
I don't.
But after the Cinnabon at Metrolink stations takes off, I hope to get a second.
I have 2 extra refrigerators in my garage.
Also hard.
Tell me I'm not just rolling in cash.
You're also a doomsday prepper, I know. You have a bunker in your backyard.
I've got more refrigerators than I know what to do with. Thank you very much.
What do you have in the fridge?
All food. Frozen food.
Guys, enough with the Joe worship. Can we get to breaking down yesterday's press conference? Mike in South City. There's a press conference yesterday announcing 590 the man and 1380 the woman. For those of you who don't get to listen in the 9 o'clock hour, it aired at 9:30. If you missed it, the audio's up on InsideSTL.com as we put all the clips of the show up, and this was in the morning after time slot, so it was there for you. And if you want to hear it, you can go to InsideSTL.com, and we'll address that. The new show lineups, the ones that are known, as the program goes on. But John Mazalek's going to join us in the next segment. Then we have Keith Kachuk, and I just think, Doug, we're going to have surprises throughout the course of the day. This is about me, but I'm going to act like it's about producer Joe, and it's his final day on the program. It's the Ides of March, as we all know, and
what does that mean?
At 2 Brute,
March 15th.
Think about it, Dick Doan.
What does that have to do with an Ide?
I don't really know what an Ide is. Just go with it. Just saying.
I think it's about 6, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what an Ide is.
There's 6 Ides. What are they? They're like pillars, I think. Yeah, they're pillars.
It's that movie that George Clooney and Ryan Gosling were in. Who would you rather make out with? Like, you can make out with both of them, but you have to start with one. Who would you do it with?
Bo Bridges.
Doug, you said Clooney?
Neither one. I don't have to make that choice, and won't.
You told me before we went on the air that you love Bo Bridges.
Oh, for crying out loud.
John Mazalek is going to give producer Joe some warm sentiments. Maybe he's going to offer him a job as an assistant general manager and get Joe away from the Cinnabons at Metrolink. I don't think he's going to be able to.
No, Cinnabons are lucrative.
But John Mazalek will join us in the next segment. Walter in the 8 o'clock hour. Martin Kilcoyne, if we have a very strong 7 to 8 second delay system.
He's a broadcaster.
Yeah, I know, but he's a ball buster, too.
Actually, Tim, we're in good shape. We've got 10 seconds split into 2 different 5s.
Yeah, those will be necessary, Stedman. You need your finger on the trigger.
We have 10 seconds split into 2 different 5s, Doug.
There's so much about the business I don't understand. Engaging doing heroin off each other's bums, founding Lexington Steel. I was reading an email.
Rube.
Producer Joe is the Schwab of sodomy, forever and always. Think about it. That's a prayer, isn't it?
It sounds like it.
Mike in South City is really getting after it this morning. We welcome you to continue to text in text of the day. Send your well wishes in to producer Joe.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. And another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com. The most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
Enterprise Contracting is your locally owned and operated storm damage insurance claims specialist in roofing, siding, and gutter replacement and repair. They can help evaluate your home for storm damage from hail and wind that the St. Louis area continually receives year-round. Work with the great Connor Lee at Enterprise Contracting. Give them a call and just mention the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM at 314-455-5000. That's 314-455-5000.
I know that most of the listeners on the Morning After are very wealthy individuals who don't worry about a mortgage, Ryan Kelly. But some people do, and you're telling me that you don't even have to have any money down to be able to buy a home now.
That's right. At thehomeloanexpert.com, you can buy a house with zero money down, like legit. And right now is a perfect time to go out and be looking at those homes. So if you think you need these big down payments, you don't. Well, maybe if you're going to the bank. Get pre-approved to buy the home of your dreams today by visiting thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Patio season is quickly approaching St. Louis, and you know that Rosalia's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. Rosalia's friendly staff serves up tableside guac, pilot-high nachos, a full array of classic Mexican dishes, and the most delicious house and specialty margaritas. When you're craving a marg, you know the best are at Rosalia's. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and let Rosalia's cater your next event. Check out rosaliascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
At Andrea's Steakhouse, located in O'Fallon, Illinois, they offer hand-cut steaks that are cooked to perfection, highlighted by their famous Andrea's Brush on Steak Sauce. Come hang out and enjoy live music on Friday and Saturday, dinner and drinks on the patio, or relax like you're watching an ASMR video at the bar. All the Walrus people will drool over their handcrafted burger, made from a blend of ribeye, strip, and filet. You won't regret it. Andrea's Brush on Steak Sauce and Andrea's House Salad Dressing can be found in local retail outlets throughout the greater St. Louis area. For more, visit us at andreas.com or call 618-632-4866.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com. If you are a commercial property manager, property owner, small business owner, or are involved in operations, listen up. Engineer Design Facilities has become the #1 commercial fire alarm service provider in the market. EDF's goal is to not increase your operating budget, but rather decrease it, and at the same time service your business's commercial fire alarm needs with the most experienced and competent technicians this region has to offer. Make sure your building is up to code. Email fire@edf-rg.com to schedule your systems evaluation today. That's fire@edf-rg.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis, you are listening to Ryan Kelly Morning After. We are in the Michelob Ultra Studios. Welcome to the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Selvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson, Virgin Pringle, off cam, and on cam is the Plowhawk. He is also on the 1s and 2s. And, Doug, I was going to lead with the Blues. A great opportunity last night after the Wild lost to the Coyotes to take control of home ice in the first round, but they lose in Colorado. And then I was going to pivot with a transitional device. Also, in other St. Louis sports news last night, disappointing as well, the Cardinals lose to the Mets, as when they face real teams, they don't necessarily have such a great offense. But then I found out when I walked into the Michelob Ultra Studios that Iggy came up here yesterday on his own.
On his own.
Initiative, ambition, words synonymous with Ken Strode.
Boredom.
And filled out the fan page club championship bracket that is on our wall. And the Plowhawk is, listen to the gallery. Now the gallery is charged up.
Well, well done, Ken.
Nice job, Ken.
You wrote everybody's name in the proper space, huh?
I did. The only thing I messed up was I forgot to put an S in Jackson's name. Was Jackin.
Right.
Oh, for heaven's
sake. So if you look at it, I try to...
Ice Cube and the Lynch Mob.
Went over a little bit. Yeah, I was just bored yesterday. I was tired watching TV. I'm laying on the couch. Yeah. So I went up to Norwood Hills. I had a gift card I was going to use. And
you joined when?
No, I didn't. I got that at the media day they had for the Ascension Championship. I didn't win. They pulled my name out of a hat. I got $75.
Nice. What did you get?
Sweet,
well, I found a pair of shoes I liked. I really don't need any golf shoes, but so they were nice for $100. So I said, I'll get them. $25 for me, $75, and the gift card was expired. Didn't bother to look at it because I didn't know gift cards expired, but this one did.
Doug, do gift cards expire?
Well, some of them, I guess, do.
Yeah, no big deal. So I didn't use it. Well, I couldn't use it. It was no good. So I was just, you know what? Nobody's filled in the bracket yet. I'm just going to go by the station and fill in the brackets. So I did. Had a nice chat with a few salespeople.
Now, did you fill the bracket out while it was still on the wall, or did you take it off the wall?
No.
Put it on a flat surface?
I'm not that small. I could reach.
Ooh.
Well, you've got tiny little pincers.
No, that's me.
No, that's Tim.
I can barely hold this phone. I'm posting the video of the of Iggy's work here because it is phenomenal, Doug. And I know you were gonna. You guys are doing an office pool?
We're not doing anything with it at all.
Okay, I got bad information.
No.
So that way you can fill it out. But it is up, and I just posted it on the TMA_STL Instagram. If you're not following that, boy, are you missing out on wonderful treats. So, Iggy, I mean,
Well, somebody had to do it. I figured, I'm not going to leave it up to Jackson or Plowser. They do enough. I'll come in and do it. And because the things you put up, you put all the, you put the brackets up on the fan page. And people, I think, were under the impression that because you posted one and then the other one back to back, they thought those were the brackets. So I know Mark Milton said, if I win, I get Plowsy in the second round. Well, that's not the case. You're not in that bracket.
Love you, Mark. I got a couple studs.
Why did he think that?
I think because the way you posted, I think you posted the Plowsy bracket first, then the Jackson bracket, so they thought the Plowsy and Jackson bracket were like in the same.
Well, there's honestly no, but no, Mark would play. He would play Jackson. Mark would. I'm looking at what you wrote, and I'm also looking because it was screenshots. It's not like I wrote it or typed it out.
Yeah, it was screenshots, but I don't know if it was in the same 1-2-1-2. What did you post first? What bracket did you post first?
Doug, what bracket did I?
Because I think you whatever you want 1 and 2, they're not actually lined up on this bracket.
I know. I mean, this isn't like official. I just put together on Sunday morning while I had time. Just entered that little wheel random generator thing. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Where you enter in everybody's names and then pop the names. But of course, it was rigged against take your pick of all 64 contestants. And I didn't know that the bracket had our names set up that way. So
yeah, so it was a little bit different. It may not have been. So it may not have been Mark.
But as far as the groups of 16, those are accurate.
Yeah.
So Mark would play Jackson if he would win.
Yeah, it may not have been Mark. It may have been somebody else said, if I win, I get him. Or
well, that person's going to have to win 4 matches. And with handicaps, I don't know if there's really any way to predict anything.
You know I think it was the second round. But maybe it wasn't.
No, all that's accurate.
Yeah. Well,
it is.
Okay.
100%.
Well, now it is
tight
because it's
one in the mouth,
all on
2
the
elsewhere.
It's all on the. And then at the end of the tournament, that will be all filled in. The 5 of us will sign this, and then we'll give it to the winner. So they'll have that.
Oh, Doug, can you imagine a proud wife having that? Where would you put that? Would you put that over the couch in the foyer?
You'd throw it in the basement, and then 20 years later, you'd go, "What the hell is this? Oh, do we need that? No, we don't." Throw it out.
Oh, they were on HD2.
The bathroom is a bath mat.
I'm wondering if your fanatical interest in this tournament, Iggy, will continue if you lose in the first round.
Oh,
if you'll continue to come in on your days off to fill out that bracket once you're bounced.
Oh, well. We need the scores.
It's like Doug's going to 3-bet you.
Because all the scorecards will be turned into Sean. We'll have the results of the first round because we'll be there. And I'll write them all down, who the winners are, and we'll update this after the first round. But after that, we're at the mercy of you. When I say you people, the people that are playing still, to turn in your scorecard. Last year they didn't do that, and I have Sean calling me who won that match. I said, I don't know. Well, they didn't turn in a scorecard. I'm not going to call and ask who won. Screw it. They both lose.
And nearly all of these matches are between people that nobody really knows. And we're going to continue to hash out what all of them do each time they play golf.
Well, there's a good match.
A good match.
Yeah, what about
between people we don't know, between 15 and 18 handicaps.
Right, ball strikers.
That's going to be the show here.
Will Basler comes down to
3 months.
Will Basler comes down to the 18th hole and he's a putt to win a match. We'll cover that.
How many people?
In the air, left field, and gone.
Kind of Doug's reaction to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Guys, so just to be clear, Ken can't make it back in time out of commercial breaks, but he comes in to do actual work. Classic. That's from the Ilsida.
Oh, we weren't on the air. So I don't have to worry about being late for a break. I just came in at my leisure.
So you were unhappy that your gift certificate had expired, and you thought, how am I going to kill some time? I'll come in and write down 64 names on this Fan Page Club Championship bracket presented by Michelob Ultra. How do you do?
Kind of like that. I mean, I was bored. That's why I decided to go to Norwood Hills. I was just tired of watching TV yesterday. I said, oh, I got that gift card. I want to go up and see what they have at Norwood Hills. Maybe I can get a shirt or see, but it's free money, so why not? And then when that was expired, kind of upset me. I was driving. I said, you know what? Nobody's filled out that bracket. Yeah, let's go and fill up the bracket.
Nice.
That came up.
Guys, I snuck in and sprayed a fine glaze on the bracket in order to preserve the 3 to 5 minutes of Ken's back-breaking and inspiring work. That's rich with nipple studs and a full bush.
It took a while. I don't have the best handwriting, so I printed.
It works, though.
I printed, and I made sure I went really slow because I was using a Sharpie, and if you mess up, you can't erase.
Yeah, I'm the one, Doug, who messed it up. But let's make sure we blame Jackson, because I thought, well, if I put myself where Jesse Kioski, head of promotions and events for TMA, put me on the bracket, that's a whole thing that I'm putting myself there, and I didn't want to do that. And I thought, Iggy is the Fan Page people's champion.
Yeah.
You know, he is their hero. And so I thought, we'll put Iggy in that top left spot. So that was the reasoning. But I knew that me, Plowhawk, Jackson, and Iggy would all be at the top of each one of the... Doug, you call them pods when you fill out your office?
I don't usually say pods, no.
Did your family fill out office pools?
Hell no.
They're on ESPN.com.
They don't care. Most people don't care about this nonsense.
Because Greg Vaughn really is a bomber, and I'd be curious if he has me winning. Because I respect his opinion.
John Vaughn called me yesterday. He said, who do you like in the Tim bracket besides Tim? You got any dark horses?
No one will call you.
You can't go chalky in the bracket either.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I want pops. You show me a player who's got a delta, Doug, where he can go low and he's getting pops. That's the guy I'm taking, okay?
Even though it takes you six shots to get to the green,
you can still win the hole. You could still win the hole. So, yeah, that's the reason why this is a word I heard on Pepper and Ginny yesterday, Cattywampus.
An interesting
Who said that? I didn't be Plowsy. I wouldn't have said that.
That's correct. I think he meant catty corner, but used Cattywampus, and in the context, I still knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And on top of it, I like the word Cattywampus.
I like it.
Did I say that?
Yep.
Oh, did I? I have no idea.
I didn't hear it either.
Yeah.
Jackson, did you hear Cattywampus?
Yeah, we have it in the clip.
Oh, it is in the clip? Doug, take a listen. This is Pepper and Jeannie, the award-winning TMA wrap-up show hosted by the Plowhawk and Iggy. It is my go-to right after I leave the building every day.
Back when I was in high school, the big thing was streaking. So we decided we were going to streak. So we all met at Brentwood High School football stadium. We're up on the bleachers. Everybody got undressed, and we were just going to streak through Brentwood real quick. And these are girls I was in school with, and I never seen them naked. I mean, it didn't take me long I was running with a boner. I mean, you're
nice.
Even though it wasn't sexual, you're still seeing girls' boobs bouncing around and naked butts you're running from. How can you not get a boner? So if you're a virgin, and now you're having sex with buddies and friends, and you get to see them naked for the first time, I don't think you get into the sex. I think you're done before the sex even starts.
100%. And I've had some really weird boner situations. I was in a Christmas choir at school, and a girl I had a crush on. I think this was probably 7th grade, 8th grade, probably 8th grade. Girl I had a crush on was standing right, cattywampus to be kind of pushing me.
No, that was the wrong use of that word.
Top, and I popped a boner, and I had to do a solo the next time, and I actually, because luckily for me, at least it was a Christmas Carol, so we had I think I was Moses.
Christmas Carol.
And
I remember when Moses appears in the Christmas Carol?
Yeah, a lot of Christmas stories are centered around Moses.
I don't know. I mean, I forgot
Deeply religious, aren't you?
I forgot what character I played or person.
When you said Moses, I thought the guy's popping a boner in a Christian.
Right, just a potpourri of things with the story, Doug. So say you travel to Canton for the evening, you're staying overnight at the Ritz.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what am I going to do to fill the time? Somebody already came in and filled out the local station's Fan Page Club Championship bracket.
Yeah,
so you go and watch the production of Christmas Carol, and there's the guy, surprisingly, Moses making an appearance in Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And you notice he's erect.
And he's cattywampus.
The three wise men and Moses.
That went right over my head, the Christmas Carol, because I said, what? Charles Dickens put Moses in this thing?
Well, you were focused on his erection.
I think so. Yeah, in a 7th grade girl, he was showing cleavage.
Right.
I think I said I think I said 8th grade. We're a little promiscuous.
Was that the same year you dropped 25 on Livingston's head?
What a big year.
It was that summer before, yeah. So
you were still living pretty large.
Kind of peacocking around the school there.
Guys, I appreciate you complimenting Iggy for his work ethic, but it should be noticed he came back to the station during Learn's shift. Thanks. That's from the 618.
Right. Bingo. Now it
Well,
makes
actually,
sense.
I came in at like 1.
Starting to add up.
Oh, did you really?
She didn't start till 2.
Jackson was probably still here at 1.
I saw Jackson. I didn't see Learn.
I left around noon yesterday. I didn't. So Learn isn't on until 2, Doug.
Yeah, so that was incorrect information there, buddy.
Guys, there's a deleted scene from Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer wherein Moses yells, "Pharaoh, let my people pass," or whatever. But they had to cut it because he's stiff as a board. Thanks. That's from TMA columnist Brian Henshin.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I was, certainly pretty high during P&G, and that's what I think Pepper and Genie has been a real great success early on. I think the story has been great, and we always want positive and negative feedback because we're really just sitting in here talking.
Are you?
So,
I haven't seen any feedback. Do people like it?
I haven't seen any negative feedback, which I find just about appropriate. That's fine with me.
I can't see downloads. I haven't seen any comments. We just have fun doing it.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
Will?
How much earlier was Moses than the birth of Christ?
Your thoughts? 314-881.
I'm just sure Moses is not in any of the Christmas carols that I've heard.
Well, he got the 10 Commandments from Christ, and weren't they living at the same time?
That's correct.
No, he did not get the 10 Commandments.
Jesus was hiding in a
from Christ.
burning bush, and was hiding behind it, started talking. And then Moses came down from the mountain, and he had the 10 Commandments. Yeah. And there it was, the old burning bush.
But Jesus wasn't involved in that.
Look it up.
Who gave him the commandments? Who told him what to put down?
Well, according to the movie, it was God was printing it right on the...
And the movie was actually a documentary.
It's a documentary,
That's correct.
Well, that's what I said.
Amazingly good filmmaking for the time.
God gave him to Moses.
And all white, too. Everybody was white. It's amazing.
Which is wild in the Middle East.
Guys, did you know Ken has Learn's number? Because he definitely has her number. Surprised he hasn't said anything about it yet. That's from TMA show columnist Brian Henshin, who is active in the Munganess 7 o'clock hour.
Well, last week we were talking about her texting me during the show, so yeah, we have each other's numbers.
Oh, wow. That's kind of the first step, isn't it?
Jealous, Henshin?
You think Henshin's jealous?
You got her digits.
I didn't ask for him.
No, you don't have to.
Happy DMing her. I didn't need to text her.
It's like the new time kill music.
God, I like that. And the way it starts, it's so creepy.
It just feels like shag carpets and big mustaches. That's what that song feels like.
Well, it's from the 70s.
Right. That's perfect.
Oh, my word. Doug, what do you go, Cardinals, you go Blues?
Neither.
Oh, I guess.
All right, yeah, where you go?
It's got to be something.
I guess Cardinals.
Yeah, probably Cardinals because it was just, guess they're looking for a 5th starter now again.
I went to the game last night.
Oh, did you really? Were you intrigued?
How terrible
Found myself.
By yourself?
No, I said I went with my son.
I say, we really all need to get together for this board.
I found
have
myself,
zero free time.
Found myself looking at my phone a lot during the game.
Wow, you are out on the game.
With the Cardinals.
It was
just unable to do anything at all offensively.
I went the other night, and it was kind of the same game. Yeah. Really, it kind of felt like that.
At least you had a good pitching matchup.
That's true.
This was, Bassett and 5 Cardinal pitchers.
And a near fight. Almost had a fight on the field.
Pete Alonso.
Right. Well, the Mets got hit by 3 pitches.
Yeah.
And then their pitcher after the game, Chris Bassett, says it's the fault of the baseballs.
We have that sound, right, Jackson?
Yep.
Yeah, take a look. For those who haven't heard it, Doug, you obviously are familiar with the story, too. Yeah, Chris Bassett, Banty.
What is the level of overall frustration with the fact that it keeps happening at this clip?
Yeah, it's extremely annoying to see your teammates constantly get hit, and if we get hit by certain pitches, it is what it is. But to get hit in the head, the amount that we're getting hit it's unbelievable. I had some close calls tonight, which I've been hit in the face. I don't ever want to do that to anybody ever. But The MLB has a very big problem with the baseballs. I mean, they're bad. Everyone knows it. Every pitcher in the league knows it. They're bad. They don't care. The MLB doesn't give a damn about it. They don't care. We've told them our problems with them. They don't care.
What are the problems with them? What's different about them?
They're all different. The first inning, they're decent. The third inning, they're bad. The fourth inning, they're okay. The fifth inning, they're bad. Then we have different climates. Everything's different. There's no common ground with the balls. There's nothing the same. Outing to outing, they're bad.
Chris Bassett, critical of the Major League Baseball balls. I hadn't heard this at all, honestly.
No, I remember Max Scherzer complaining last year about some of the balls were really slick.
Right. And they're using the humidors this year?
They are using humidors this year.
Right. But I think what I thought was interesting was that there's just no uniformity with baseballs across baseball. So in different games, different climates, you might get a different ball, which is...
So he's saying the pitchers are losing the grip a little bit.
Right, which is crazy that they wouldn't have the same ball, just one uniform ball. I don't get that.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Remember the Cardinals and Reds got one of their many tiffs about a decade plus ago. I think it was Smoltz actually on the mound in his brief time with the Cardinals, just rolling ball after ball into the dugout because they weren't rubbed up properly. They usually rub them up. I don't know what the deal is. The Cardinals weren't. The third one that they hit was Marte in the ninth, and Marte's pissed, but it was bases loaded. And Kisner's looking at him like, dude, it's a 2-run game. You really think we're hitting you to send a message to walk in a run? I mean, piss off with that.
Well, I think
but the Alonso one is the one that got everybody pissy. And Scherzer's ready to just kill anybody at any moment, which I got to tell you, I kind of love.
Yeah, I do too. I also like Dak Hudson laughing at it.
I think with Marte, right when you get hit, it hurts. So you're mad.
Sure.
And whether he, once he has time to get over the initial pain of that, I don't think he would think that they were throwing at him initially. But that reaction is because, my God, that hurt.
Human Nature, Michael Jackson on the Thriller album, I think, and that was 1983.
But you would certainly think...
It was 4, you're right.
In this day and age, that you could simply manufacture a baseball that's going to not have to be rubbed up, that it'll just come out of the manufacturing process ready to go, that it wouldn't need human hands to rub mud on it or whatever they're rubbing on it these days. It's what they used to do. I think they still do that.
Yeah, it's sweet mud.
No, they do, don't they? They just put them in the humidor. Because if that's the case, that's why they got away from it, I think, because the home team does it, and the home team can rub them up differently. They're all supposedly supposed to use the same mud and dirt, but they're not all rubbing them the same way and putting the same amount of dirt on it.
So why does it require the rubbing and the dirt and the mud? Can't you manufacture them so that they're ready to go, so that they're all the same?
Sweet
Is that difficult?
And it's amazing that, pitchers are having kind of historic years, and so are hitters in terms of, hitters hitting below 240, 230 this season.
Yeah.
How much more do the pitchers need an advantage? I certainly don't want to see anybody get hurt because of the slick balls and people are getting hit. Kind of off topic, but if the pitchers have all, the balls rubbed up perfectly, and baseball is already boring. We need some offense. I don't know if getting pitchers more of an advantage with the baseballs is going to
Well, I think
anybody.
even the hitters would be in favor of the pitchers having enough control of the baseballs that they're not going to get hit in the face
Well,
with them.
I agree with that. I'm just saying if they have more control of the baseball than they already do,
Yeah.
you're going to see a lot of 1-2-0 games.
We're also on the this is the second year of the crackdown of foreign substances too. So grip is also a different deal.
Yeah, and remember the 2006 World Series when Kenny Rogers had that substance on his glove. You could see that he was using it, and the Cardinals didn't even complain much about it because their pitchers do it too because they want them to have a grip on the ball.
Right, especially in the cold weather like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't leather always come out shiny and slick?
How does the leather come out?
Cowhide, it's all smooth. And
the baseball.
You can't make a baseball that's going to come out rough.
Well, sure you could. You could make it however you want to make it.
You're at the mercy of cowhide and leather.
Well, then scuff it up slightly during the process. I think that's not the most impossible thing to figure out, how to make a baseball that doesn't require mud being rubbed on it before you can use it.
Don't apply. Every time you say mud, he says,
Where's your mind?
Don't. Most pitchers
do that. They used to use mud, and the umpires would throw it up before the game.
But most pitchers do that. If they get a ball that they think is too shiny, they rub it up, but you see them doing it with their hands. They're rubbing it up themselves.
Yeah.
So can't they get it how they want it?
Can't the pitchers get it how they want it?
Yeah.
Baseball is just
they're
so
trying
weird.
to.
They don't really accommodate their players as much as other sports and their balls. Like, imagine the NBA uses, like, a different ball for every team.
Right. Wouldn't that be super weird?
That's insane to think that a sport, even though obviously baseball is using, millions of balls throughout the season, a little bit different, but still, you got to have uniformity on.
At least they have all the different balls. Doug, when you and I played, we had one ball for the game. If it went into the creek, and we played with a waterlogged ball for 7 innings.
Oh, we were lucky to have that ball, too. Usually it was a wadded-up piece of tape. You had baseballs? We would have loved a real baseball.
We didn't worry about scuffed-up balls.
We didn't have money for baseballs. Are you kidding me?
Rocks.
Rocks were good. If we could find a pineapple or something, that was our ball.
That's true, though. I think we had 2 balls. Each team had a supply of baseball.
Yeah.
And we played at Brentwood Park. And in the far right field at Brentwood Park, there's a creek down there. So if you hit one past the outfielder over the hill, it went into the creek. And the outfielder have to go get it and throw it back in. And you go to the other ball. If that went in the creek, you had 2 waterlogged balls you had to use the rest of the game.
Yeah. Well, when I coached my kids in Little League, that was still pretty much the case. Each team supplied 1 baseball. But if they got fouled away, threw out another ball.
We had 1 bucket of just absolute ragtag shag balls.
Oh, you had a bucket? We would have loved to have been able to afford a bucket.
Yeah, the bucket was nice.
Would you have a St. Gabe's new balls for every inning?
Yeah. The Yankees would send them.
Signed.
Steinbrenner was very close to St. Gabriel's Athletic
Throwing my Babe
Association.
Ruth signed baseball.
Hey, if you are going to be dealing with any storm damage over the next few days, work with Connor Lee and Enterprise Contracting. Enterprise Contracting, longtime sponsor of TMA, and we are expecting some storms here between tomorrow and Saturday. And when you're dealing with storm damage, work with Enterprise Contracting, your locally owned and operated storm damage insurance claims specialist in roofing, cider, and gutter replacement and repair. They can help evaluate your home for storm damage from hail and wind that the St. Louis area receives, especially at this time of year. 314-455-5000. Let them know you are a TMA listener, and you will get taken care of by Connor Lee and the pros at Enterprise Contracting. 314-455-5000. That's 314-455-5000. Enterprise Contracting. And then if you could, think about it. Design Air Heating and Cooling, the sponsor of our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Timmy Tom leading the month with 3 more emails of the day remaining. And you can compete by sending yours in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Doug, I'm sitting in my basement yesterday.
Are you? Right
working
there,
away.
Right there in the Rathskeller.
In the Rathskeller. And I'm thinking my wife, who I didn't realize was home, was coming downstairs. And then I turn around, and it's a strapping boy. Strapping boy.
She had a strapping boy with her?
No. Strapping boy. Strapping, comma, boy, all by himself.
How about Design Air was out there?
It was design. That's exactly what it was.
Oh.
It's exactly what it was. And I think I was on the phone, or I was about to get on a call, and I said, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "How'd you get in the house? This is great." And he was let in by the lady watching our son. Had no idea they were there. Had no idea they were there.
Yeah.
Everybody's quiet as a mouse. But they came by to tune up the air conditioning. And as always, they do an incredible job. And you got to get that air conditioning tuned up before it gets hot, because like a car, it needs service, maintenance every single year. Design Air Heating and Cooling is the company to take care of it. DesignAirService.com. Go there right now. Click on the Book Now tab, and you can work with Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff at Design Air Heating and Cooling. It was Will.
Gone?
Will was his name?
Not Will Gone. Will Gone's like +4, isn't he? Plus 3?
Can we get one story alone that doesn't involve the Shishawali Fan Page Club Tournament?
God's not in it. God's not even in it.
Club Ultra.
He's not even playing.
Design Air Heating and Cooling, the official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Thank you, Will.
Now, you mentioned email of the day. I don't know where it is. I'm looking for it for Jackson. I don't know if it was a DM or a
you got a lot of DMs.
I know, but it was something about...
Doug, how many DMs do you get a day?
Too many. Well, actually, not many. I get emails.
And they were asking
you don't check them.
me... Yeah, you got like 9,000 of them.
I know. I'm overwhelmed by it.
But they were asking me about the email of the day. They said, I think you need to check it because it's a major problem. The JV golf coach should have 2 wins. And I said, I don't know anything about the email of the day.
They described that as a major problem.
Well, they wanted me and Plowsy to discuss it on Pepper and Genie.
I mean, it'd be pretty simple. I can.
Here's something you need to check out because JV golf coach should have 2, and you only have them with 1. I don't have them with any.
Full transparency. I keep the standings, of course, and we sometimes run emails a day late, and me and Tim are on the air on 101 ESPN at 10:01. So
I'm
sometimes
not blaming you.
No. I'm just saying sometimes I don't have time to write down who won that day because I have to hustle into the studio to get the board ready. So there might be a day where I miss out, and that's totally a possibility. So I'll go back if they could tell me the date they believe JV Golf Coach.
They gave
won.
me the
Doug,
date.
do you have the date that JV Golf?
I will go back. I will check. No,
We're giving away 4 Cardinal tickets for May 13th.
Exactly.
Cardinals.com/promotions for the winner of the email of the month.
I don't know where he sent it to.
I love how JV Golf Coach isn't even aware of this. It's not even him.
I'm sure
you know?
he doesn't care.
I'm looking at
He has no
Facebook
idea.
messages. It's not on there. I looked at Instagram messages. It's not. I don't
So
know where
this
he
just
sent
came to you.
Just another way in your
Was it
dreams.
telepathy? Another dream?
it. Yeah, unless he replied to
Came
something.
from a crow.
Well, look, I think I posted something about Pepper and Genie. Maybe he commented on it there.
This is
I'll
a
figure
bit of
it
a
out.
hijacking right here.
No, we just mentioned the Design Air email of the day, and that's what made me think of this guy said he's.
I feel like JV Golf Coach had more than 1 win this month, so that totally stands to reason.
Doug, I hear a siren off
I
in the
hear it
distance.
too.
That
Yeah,
one's
that's-
off in the distance.
that's
But
not
didn't we
joking.
say yesterday that JV Golf Coach was winning with 2 wins?
No,
Timmy Tom Tom.
T3.
That's what I have in the spreadsheet. I just read what's in the prompter.
Right,
I don't
no,
have
it's
the
on
I don't
there.
have the ability to ad-lib.
It's on me. I'll find out, and if JV Golf Coach has 2 wins, then we got to tie at the top of the table.
I'll try to
Table,
find
I like that. I love kicking back on a weekday morning at the office and listening to Kenny Chode slurp coffee whilst Jackson types nonsensically. This is my favorite show. That's Nate in Tallahassee.
Okay,
You know,
Nate.
I've made efforts to silence the. I'm using my laptop as opposed to the keyboard. My laptop has a much more silent keyboard, so I'm trying to. I hear people. I want to make sure that we.
Look at Jackson. Look at
I don't
Jackson.
really like. Here, I'm gonna fire away. Well, that
Listen
was,
to that.
Yes,
But that
we
was.
hear
But
that.
that was.
I
really
hear
leaning-
typing.
I was really leaning into that. But if there's talking going on, you really can't hear it.
Here you go, Jackson. I found it. It was a reply to something I put on my Facebook page
Sure,
about
sure.
Pepper and Genie.
Mm.
JV Golf Coach won on 4-8 and 420.
I have the 421. That one's for sure.
He said he won on
I had it
4-8 as well.
All right, I'll listen to 4-8 segment 3, and I'll confirm.
And then we'll just forget about it.
Well, caller Ellen is not happy with the show either.
I'm sure
Nor
I did
should she
something
be.
again to her.
Could somebody, and she wrote somebody in caps, attempt to take a few task offs of Jackson's plate? He's working 12-hour days for goodness' sake. Doug, is it goodness sake or goodnesses? Goodness sake? Goodness sake.
As much as I appreciate Ellen because she's a wonderful human being, I'm fine.
You don't work 12 hours, do you?
Some days, but
You do?
yeah, but with the ADD that just ravages my brain, sometimes I could probably cut that down to 8 or 9 hours.
They're a little confused when they see Jackson and I here together late in the afternoon.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, it's work.
I
There's
work
always
12
work to be done, Doug.
I work 12 hours a day, just not here.
What else do you do?
Clocking at the
I'll just ask
masturbation
Ellen,
station.
just very, very nicely. I'll ask Ellen, what task would you like us to take off Jackson's plate?
All right, Ellen, this is your opportunity to be the executive producer of the show.
Nice.
You don't just say anything. Just,
636-9004-TMA.
Like I said, I love
Steve Schmidt
Ellen.
Kia, North County phone lines. Call Ellen. We are going to clear the lines, Doug.
Clear the lines, all of them. Out. Anyone
Done.
on the line? Kill him.
And then
Task
Ellen
completed.
text me to let me know you're calling Jackson. I'll let him know, and then you'll be on the Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone lines, Doug. There it is.
All right.
Things are happening now here on this on the show. It's the Munganass 7 o'clock hour, St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota, and we also have the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown today. Do we not?
Yes.
I'm not playing this one either. I
I'm
didn't
not
play the
either.
Zerk, and I'm not playing this, even though the field's decent.
it's not really decent.
I mean, Rahm's playing.
I was going to say, Rahm is in a field that may be the worst field in the history of golf
Oh, for
that
heaven's
Rahm is
sakes.
playing in. I mean, I think Kevin Na is the second highest prize player.
Oh, is that? I haven't even looked at it.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Well, we'll have the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, the sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour. If you're in the market for a new car, pre-owned car, or just need to get your car serviced, even if you didn't get it at Munganast, work with Jamie Burkhardt, work with Clayton Patterson, work with the great staff at Munganast, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com, the official automotive provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Caller Ellen has just let me know, Jackson, that she is calling now, and she would also like to issue a statement. It will be brief. Sounds like she is not happy.
Brother.
She is not happy.
Yeah, I got her.
A little pepper pod here. I like it.
She's on hold.
Guys, I think Ellen holding Ken accountable is my favorite new hashtag sketch and bit of the show. That's from Hedonism Chuck. Caller Ellen, you are on the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone lines. Good morning.
It's neither a sketch or a bit, or excuse me, nor a bit.
Nice.
You seem a little upset with us today.
Disappeared. I'm having the Stephen Wildwood problem. I can't hear you guys.
What's the problem? When people call in, they can't hear us.
I don't know.
Why does this happen? Why does this happen?
Show.
Boy, you came loaded for bear this morning, lady.
Asked me to call. I call. I can't hear you. You guys act like it's my fault, and it's not my fault.
Stop yelling at us. Can you hear us now?
Why is it?
Calling before you yell at me.
Can you hear us now? You can't hear us.
What is?
She can't hear us.
Barely.
I think she's
Barely.
Pot us up, Plowsy. Pot us up.
I don't think it's the pot.
messing with us.
I can hear you barely, and I hear Iggy better than anybody, which, you know.
Yeah, that's nothing you want to have, do you?
No, it's fine. It's
What we
fine.
talked about on
It's
Pepper and
you know, I can't hear the whole crew, and then the crew cuts out when I talk, and I cut out when the crew talks. So it's it's a real mess, fellas.
Yeah,
Well, you're coming in loud and clear.
Ellen, I don't know if you can hear me, but what would you like to say regarding your concern?
All I would like to say is that Jackson Burkett is working 12-hour days, not every day, and I know he doesn't need a mama bear to protect him, but just as an example, on this whole email of the day and responsibility of tabulating that, is that so hard? You're actually sitting there listening and voting. Is that so hard for someone else to say, hey, Jackson, I'll do that and send you an email?
Well, you can do it. Why don't you listen to the podcast every day and just jot them down and send them to us?
Oh, God.
Well, I'm sorry. I have a to earn, and I support the show in numerous other ways. So I will just politely suggest that one of you step up. But I know that's not what you typically enjoy doing, so maybe it's too much to ask. But I'm a little tired of it. I sound like Doug. I'm tired of it.
Well, you see what happens, Ellen, is that Jackson types out a log every day. He has all the live spots written down and things like that, and then he also puts the email of the day standings. I have nothing to do with typing up the log, so Jackson has that in front of him so he can say, and the email of the day of the month standings are, and he puts that in the log because he has it at his fingertips. He would have to call me every day. Iggy, who's leading? He would have to. Yeah, he would. No, he would have to. He would have to text me at 4:30 in the morning and say, "I'm putting the log together. Who's leading?" See how that doesn't make much sense?
I think you could text him at 9:59 who the winner is, and then he would have the information going into the next morning.
And he would write it down just like he is now. So instead of me texting him the leader and then he writes it down, he just writes it down when it happens, and he has it at his fingertips.
But we just found out he can't always write it down when it happens because he's running down the hall to produce yet another program.
Well, we have nothing to do with Balloon Party. I mean, so, like, in terms of him
do
running...
anything with Balloon Party. I'm asking you to help produce your own show.
Stop reading us the Riot Act.
And I do love
We have a
Ellen,
producer.
but
Jackson is the executive producer of this show.
I love all of you, which is why I'm considering this an intervention.
No, I think you need more information because if I asked you to tell me
I agree that I need more information, but I felt like yelling, and it see, so I think we're just going down this ridiculous rabbit trail of who won email of the day on April 8th, when all you had to do was send Jackson a text.
Jackson, we're going to free up that 10 seconds that you write down the winner of the email of the day, and we're going to free up that 10 seconds for you.
We need to be put in our place.
All right. Well, as Doug would say, I'm going to hang up so I can get my whooping. And you boys have a really nice day.
Love you, Ellen.
Thanks, Elsie.
Call Ellen not happy.
No, not happy at all.
I mean, it really made no sense.
Well, she'll make a pepper.
I mean, if you're going to pick something that we should help Jackson with and just writing down email of the day every day, I mean, that's just stupid.
Well, what would you like to help him with?
I will help Jackson with anything he needs. All you got to do is ask me.
Like what?
What's that? Whatever he asked me to do. Iggy, can you help me with this? You betcha.
So we haven't come up with anything yet.
Well, he hasn't asked me for anything. He knows anything he needs, I'll help him with.
How about the email of the day winner?
How often do you stay around here and help?
I'm good. Don't worry about me. If I need anything from anybody, I'll ask. I haven't needed anything for real. I mean, be all right.
Well, I came in yesterday and filled out that bracket. What more do you want?
It'll take me a minute to go back, listen to 4/8's email a day, confirm that JV Golf Coach won, and then the problem will be solved. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, it's the first time this has ever happened that somebody said, I think we won too, and then change it. Help him out. He shouldn't have to do all of that.
Now, Jackson,
we missed one thing.
Why are you so lazy on 4/8 that you didn't write it down?
That's a good question. It's on me. I have to look into it.
Guys, the solution is crystal clear. The show obviously needs a fourth producer to handle the email of the day standings. Thank you. That is from the 314, the Loomster. Doug, you know the Loomster.
I don't know that I know the Loomster. I know the name.
Yeah, you do.
The Loomster says, best Ellen call ever, which isn't saying a lot, but spot on, gal. That's from the Loomster.
Okay.
People know nothing about in terms of what our day-to-day is, and yet...
You having a treat, bro?
Yeah, I got a muffin, because I don't care about these people.
No, they don't.
I'm gonna eat.
Now, somebody
I'm
suggested...
smack my lips, and I'm going to sip a big drink of Coke. I'm going to love it.
Our listener of the day shirt, somebody recommended that we call the fourth producer of the day.
Actually, that's pretty good, too.
Fourth producer. It's like Texas A&M's 12th man.
That's right.
That's not bad.
You get to be the fourth producer.
I love it when coworkers or employees are asked about improvements and then respond by explaining why things are the way they are. That's from the 314. God, who made Ellen the boss? That's from the 210. As much as I love ripping on Jackson, you're getting support from the St. Charles Hermaphrodite, Jackson. This is like your sworn enemy.
Yeah.
As much as I love ripping on Jackson, I am with Ellen on this one. He obviously works hard every day, while those other idiots take pride in being lazy and incompetent. I am now a Jackson lemming. Wow, the St. Charles Hermaphrodite with a sudden turn.
Again, no context. I do a lot of stuff. I'm not one to... the running over to Balloon Party, though, I understand, does... complicate things for Jackson, but that's nothing me and Iggy can do about. What you want me to go sit on the board at 9:55 at ESPN to set it up for him?
We're not done here.
Come on.
I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill here.
Yeah, they are.
I'm all good.
The textures are.
Jackson's a beast. He does
the callers.
If I was concerned, if I was missing, if I couldn't watch NBA games because I was working, then I would have problems. But other than that, I'm cool.
Did you watch one last night?
Puh, you better believe it. Son.
Don't go pluh.
I watched that.
Don't go pluh.
You better believe it. Minnesota, you can just inject that Minnesota-Memphis series right into my veins.
Little Tommy Tribbins is not happy, Doug. You see him out there? It's a beautiful morning, and he's really riding fast this morning in the parking lot. It's a scooter. That's why he's flying around the parking lot. Yesterday's third segment on the podcast was absolute crap. It sounded as if the pips were literally turning volume knobs up and down for 45 minutes. And then I realized, yes, Plowsy uploads segment 3 because Jackson has to hustle off to Balloon Party. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
Incorrect. That's factually. I mean, the Plowsy does upload segment 3, but we don't do... The processing is really good here. So segments 1, 2, and 3 all sound the exact same.
Again, people just making comments when they know nothing about what goes on.
Get off your iPhone 4, bud. Out of your parent page.
Was that a flip phone, the iPhone 4?
No, it's just a small square. If you held old iPhones, iPhones 1 through 5.
Yeah.
And you compare them to what we have now, it looks just like a little iPod.
Yeah.
They're considerably smaller than they are now.
It is odd. You don't have to go very far back, like the 90s, I guess. If you had showed someone a snapshot in the 90s of what we're all doing right now as far as married to our phone, constantly looking into our phone, I think even in the 90s you'd go, what in the world are these people doing?
Somebody posted a picture the other day of, I don't know if it was a baseball game or a concert, and they show like the first 7 rows. And all these people have their phones up, and there's one like 85-year-old lady just watching the concert with nothing.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
It's just, that's true.
I know.
I mean, you don't even go to a concert to watch it anymore. I was at Samantha Fish, and I swear to God, all I saw were cell phones being held up.
Yeah, but you see on subway trains in the 50s, everybody's nose is in the newspaper. If these people had phones in the 50s, they'd be taking pictures of Elvis's pelvic thrusts and posting it on their crappy social media websites.
Right, I'm not saying they wouldn't.
Yeah, just because they didn't have it at the time doesn't make them more sophisticated. It just means that they just didn't have much, but they were balls deep in a newspaper. I mean, I don't see the difference. They didn't talk. They were just sitting there.
People talked, and they weren't all reading the newspaper, and they had plenty of things. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying that's how our society has evolved. That it's pretty odd. You don't have to go back very many years when nobody did that, and now everybody does it.
Well,
everybody's got their phone in their hand, and no matter what event you go to, not just a concert, anywhere you go, people feel it's more important to take a picture of it than to sit and enjoy the moment.
Well, the topless photo Iggy talked about took like an hour and a half to download. You can find 500 of those in about 15 seconds now. It is crazy.
Yeah, but that was new. You were excited to see that boob after an hour and a half of downloading.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
The anticipation built the payoff.
On the DOS dial-up.
Your thoughts are welcome on the program by texting in Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. The head of EDF just offered 2 tickets to the Cardinal game today. Anybody interested?
I cannot go.
We're busy, aren't we?
So therefore, he said, if nobody on the dais can go, then let's give them to the audience. First person that emails fire@edf-rg.com and connects EDF to their company's fire panel / operations manager via email to schedule a meeting gets 2 tickets, field box seats. How do you do? All you have to do is say that you work at whatever company, and the person in charge of their operations file panel's email address is whatever the email address is, and they'll let you know by reaching out and get you the tickets, 2 field box seats for a beautiful day today at the ball game. Cardinals and Mets. Cardinals trying to avoid the sweep. Cardinals currently 2-4 against teams that are competing in the 2022 season in major leagues. I know the Royals, the Marlins, and the Pirates and Reds will be competing for the to avoid relegation.
I don't think they have relegation.
I think they just are going to institute it this year based on how hard they're competing. So that is what you have today. Cardinals trying to avoid a sweep against the Mets, and you get 2 field box tickets by emailing fire@edf-rg.com. Doug, we have a special treat coming up here at the top of our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour. Would you like to explain to the audience a new segment, and it's called Oh, It's a Girl?
Oh, boy, it's a girl. Yeah, because we're such smoke shows here.
I agree.
And we realize that we got our jobs because of our looks and some of us connections.
Yeah,
but most of it's our looks. We thought we would let people know we're not the only fabulous-looking people in St. Louis, that there are many others. And today we have one of our most beautiful people in St. Louis coming in. You know, we've done some featured segments that are on the website and the app about some of these people, and they're really pretty amazing people. And one of them's coming in now. She's a fitness guru. Her name is Jillian Hughes, and she's going to come in and enjoy us.
And so this will be on YouTube. And so we're going to notice a substantial increase in the YouTube viewers, I would imagine. We're currently at 222. Iggy, you like to kind of set totals on this, overs and unders. What are we going to go
as soon as she
Jillian
sits down,
comes in for the appliance discount.
Yeah, she'll be in my seat. I'll be back in the cuck corner.
Cuck corner,
right
off
into
cam.
The cuck.
Right into the cuck area. Yeah. Over 500 when she comes on.
Okay, there it is. Iggy says over. So the number, Doug, is 500.5.
Okay.
Would you like to go over? Would you like to go under? Place your wagers.
I'll go over.
Okay.
I think 530.
530 is the number,
Yeah.
Plowhawk?
Yeah.
Jackson, what about you?
For like 510.
Wow.
Boy, Iggy must have set a really sharp number.
She's been in fitness bikini competitions and won several of those and now trains people to do that. And really kind of a fascinating person.
She probably knows some of the people I know.
Shabbat and Bender.
No, I know some people that have trained for that.
Yeah.
So I'll bring that up.
Okay.
Now I think the number moves up to 600.
Yeah, here they come. Creep. Look at him creeping on her.
Yeah, I'm going to go to 490.
I won't ask a question. I'll just sit over there.
thinks it's now going to drop.
I'm just going to sit over there and suck my thumb.
No, because you are in the cut corner.
We have the dunce cap.
Berate myself.
All right, we're at 600 again.
You don't have to suck your thumb through this.
So Jillian is coming in here for our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour. A new segment called Oh Boy.
Oh, it's a girl.
That's coming up next. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, part of TMA all day, TMASTL.com. Download the app, Balloon Party, The Tim McKernan Show, and the all-new Pepper and Genie will come into your podcast feed. Subscribe to it. They all automatically get downloaded. It's wonderful. In addition to TMA, we are in the Michelob Ultra Studios. Closing out the Munganest, 7 o'clock hour. Appliance Discounters, 8 o'clock hour is next with Jillian in studio.
The Dotem Golf Tournament sold out in 3 minutes. And we were as surprised as you were. But you've got one last chance to get in. Yep, it's happening May 19th and 20th at Normandy Golf Club. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Be listening live Monday, May 16th for Dotem updates, prizes, on-site guests, and access to last-minute foursomes. Not that kind of foursome. The return of the Dotem, brought to you by Munganast, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Better than ever for you, our customer. And Family Golf and Learning Center. We make St. Louis better at golf. Visit FamilyGolfOnline.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Cuts of the Week are brought to you by Bertarelli Cutlery. Visit them on the Hill or online at bertarellico.com. Cut 1.
This is Tunnels Talty. He covers the SEC.
This is the best finishing line of all time.
Or off?
I just get to read it.
Is it on now?
It wasn't on before.
With Feinbaum and
All hell is breaking loose in the YouTube chat.
It's hard. When we talk, we forget about that.
I think I'm going to takes to get spit because of that.
Cut 2.
I don't know if he's still listening. Say hi to my nephew.
Are you hijacking this discussion? We're talking about domes, what should be retractable roofs. Important conversation.
Take 1 second. Say hi to my nephew, Isaac.
What in the world is that about?
Just say hi to him.
Hi, Isaac.
There you go. He's in the car listening, so I just told my niece I'd say hi. Now let's get back to him.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
My goodness.
Hey, Isaac.
What up?
Everyone say hi to Isaac.
Hi, Isaac.
There you go.
I hope you're happy, Isaac, for what you've done to this discussion. Man, we had a good one going.
We're talking retractable roofs.
That's exactly right.
I threw in an Isaac real quick.
Look at the weather out here. We could have, and we were all caught unawares because the forecast was hazy.
Correct.
I haven't got an email, Tim. When do we head down to Jupiter?
Doug?
Next week?
Ask Isaac. He seems to have all the answers.
Nice, Doug.
Cut
3.
Ox on, plowboy. Ox on, plowsy. Ox! YouTube, can't hear. Well, you're not going to hear any minute cuts with this ox sitch. Ox on, stoner. Can't hear the cuts. Ox. Ox, ox, ox. Ha-ha. Sound is off again. Can't hear anything. Ox. So this is a show, huh? Nothing like sound of dead air. I can't hear it. It'd be cool to actually hear the cuts. Ox. Not on YouTube, mullet. 1 GD job. Turn on the ox. Yo, ox plowboy.
Isn't
Turn it up. Can't hear anything. We can't hear. Ox, you nitwit. Quite a little production. Sound of dead air and Jackson the Hat Man juggling. Jackson the Hat Man.
Tim and Hatman.
For the love of Christ. LOL. Wow. What the hell? Ox. Ox. Can't hear it. Ox. Boo. Ox. Ox! Ox! It's like we're in a library. That's from Don Hoffman. That's Jackson's favorite guy.
Cut
I'll leave it at the 4.
Joan Wandersey's birthday was last week.
Who the hell is Joan Wandersey?
She DM'd me and said, thank you for the birthday wish. She goes, I hear I'm still pretty popular on the show. I said, yeah. She doesn't listen, but other people do.
Jane Wandersey is
Gail Volva. Joan Wandersey.
She's pretty popular on this show.
We talk about her. I talk about her quite a bit.
Who is she?
She was my first grade school girlfriend.
Joan Wandersey.
I've never heard of this girl.
I haven't heard that name either, and then I remember.
We've talked about her. What?
Gail Volva, sure.
I've heard Gail.
Well, you don't even have the name right. It's Hulva.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gail Volva is very popular on the show, but nobody even knows Hulva, which is her real name.
Laura Patterson.
And who did Gail Volva date in high school?
Butch Wax.
John Hamm.
Butch Wax.
Chris Bird.
Chris Bird.
Who? Why are we playing trivia with people we don't know?
Well, I've mentioned Chris Bird many times, who's now living in the U.S. Virgin
You think we remembered Chris Bird because you mentioned...
Rest in peace, I ride for Craig Bickle, or I don't ride at all.
Cut.
5. Jesus, I hear typing. Ox, figure it out. 2 weeks in a row this.
Yeah.
Ox, stoned Ox boy, figure it out. You have one GD job. One GD job. One GD job. Well done, fellas. One GD job. One GD job.
This is 45 seconds of the
I just hear giggles and breathing. How is this so difficult? One GD job. One GD job.
Oh, God.
Look, do better. It's not on.
Ox.
Oh, for the love of Pete. Do your job. I can't believe he was ever furloughed.
Cut.
6. So therefore, you are uncuckable.
I'm uncuckable if there's nobody in that bed that I'm related to as far as girlfriend, wife, whatever. I can't be cucked.
You can be cucked.
No,
if you're
not
going out with a girl and somebody steals them in mid-date, you've been cucked, my friend.
I just said I'm not dating anybody in that bed. If it's just 3 women that are part of Beer Cat's story, I'm not dating any of them. I'm not married to any of them. If they let me watch them tribbing and they start making fun of me, I'm not getting cucked because I don't know any of them.
Yeah, she's going, if they're looking at you saying, this is why we don't need guys, you guys are all small and don't know what you're doing, dude. You're getting cucked.
No, that hurts. That's just being mean. It's not, I'm not being cucked.
But that's a cuck.
That's what cucking's all about.
Lousy, I hate that hat. Am I cucking you?
Yes. Oh, gosh.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
if
Plowsy.
you're pleasuring another gentleman while you're telling me
I'm not pleasuring anybody. I'm just sitting there.
But no, I know. But in this situation that we're talking about, there are 2 girls scissoring, making fun of you, and why they don't need a guy.
You've been cucked, my friend.
But I'm not related to any of them. I'm not dating any of them. I'm not married. I'm not a significant other of any of them.
I think you're getting cucked.
You are Elliot Ness and the Uncuckables.
I don't think that's
Sean Connery.
believe
Good or
it's
bad?
Good.
And those were the cuts of the week.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, and if there's one thing I know about you, Ryan, you keep it 100.
Man, that sounds so good. If you're VA eligible, you can buy a house with 100% financing. That means no money down. And if you want to refinance, you can cash out 100% of the appraised value. That means more money. Our interest rate's always 100 times better. If you're VA eligible, get the loan that you've earned. I'll pay for your appraisal, get you the lower rate, and close your VA loan as little as 21 days. Apply online today at HeroLoan.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326240.
Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Welcome back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. It's 8:02 in St. Louis. Our appliance discounters, 8 o'clock hour from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Appliance discounters, your hometown appliance source featuring major brands like GE. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, the Plowhawk on the 1s and 2s, Action Jackson is his special, the Dew Studio. Iggy has not been back yet, Doug, from the commercial break.
He doesn't have time to get back. The breaks are not long enough.
That's correct.
Not long enough. He needs coffee. He needs to check out that fountain out there outside. He's got some people to talk to around the rest of the station. So maybe 2-3 minutes he'll be back.
Then he'll be back, and he'll have to squeeze in because we have a special guest in studio, ladies and gentlemen. Jillian's here.
What a treat. What an absolute treat.
Listen to the gallery. Jillian, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
This is so wonderful. Doug, give some background here from St. Louis's Most Beautiful People project. And you can see Jillian's feature on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/TMASTL. And you can watch her live on the show right now if you want to go to the YouTube page.
Yeah, I guess it started because as being impossibly handsome myself.
Right.
So much of the attention was placed on me and my looks, and I'm trying to deflect some of that by doing some of these features on St. Louis' Most Beautiful People, and Jillian was one of them. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can certainly see why. You're involved in all kinds of things in the fitness industry, right? And
Iggy's coming up behind you.
There's Iggy. Watch out. Okay.
What we use in the plot
You're a
twist.
fitness bikini competitor, and you train other people. Tell us about your background.
Yeah, so I've been involved in bodybuilding for almost 15 years and competing, and now I coach other women. I've been doing that for about 12 years. And I was a nurse and did some training on the side, and then eventually as my family started to grow, I needed a more flexible schedule, so now I work for myself and help other women.
Oh, jeez,
Oh,
the
my
ghost of
goodness.
Learn.
I just did.
Disappointed that
like, I'm
a
outta here.
female is in studio. And look at the concern on Iggy's face as that falls to the ground. It's kind of like the logo on the blue sweater. It shall never touch.
Is this your mascot and I just killed her?
No, that's his crush.
Oh, is it really?
She works down the hall.
Yeah.
She works down the hall. Yes.
Yeah, it's a whole
he
HR
talks about her every
situation.
day, and as
Yep.
soon as we had another girl in, this like some
Yeah.
ghost, some poltergeist is coming and knocking her down.
She thought she could sneak out. Aw. Does she know you like her?
We apologize, Jillian. It's a sensitive subject.
Sounds like it's going well.
I don't know if Iggy's mic is on. Doug, can you hear if Iggy's mic is?
I didn't hear him. Turn his mic on.
Yeah, I mean, it's been on.
Okay. We're new to the business, Jillian.
Yeah.
Some people don't realize.
Once we get to 20 years on the air, we'll figure it out.
It's a
So,
mess.
Jillian, to be clear for our audience, and I think this is important because I know it's going to happen, you are a wife and a mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug's, I think that's an important thing to establish.
Right. With
Yeah.
like 5 kids.
Yeah, we're blended. So 2 are mine, and then the other 3 are my husband's, and they're all school age, lots of sports.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it's busy, but I always say I don't have time to eat, and that's how I keep it together.
And the family regularly gathers around the radio and listens to this program.
Every day, we never miss it. Every day.
You've
I
never
just-
heard the show, have you? You've never one time heard the show?
No.
No, I did a little research before I came.
So you're,
And then you still showed up after doing
And
the
I
research.
still
That's
came
the
here.
amazing part of this.
what kind of research can you do on this?
You know, you can find anything on the internet.
Oh, can you?
I searched you, too.
Oh,
We
God.
should give that a go. Just kidding.
For heaven's sakes. So what kind of training are you doing now? You're in the middle of training for a
I am.
competition coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah. It never really stops, but it just gets a little bit more consistent and a little more regimented when you get closer to competitions, because you have to achieve like a pretty low level of body fat, but like still look feminine. It's like kind of a tall order, especially at 41. So lots of training, and I'm about 6 weeks away from my first competition, and then I have another one about 3 weeks later, and then a couple more through the summer. Because once you kind of get going, it's like, just do a couple more until it's time to pause and get the wine and brownies out and take a break.
What kind of training do you do? A couple of push-ups and then you break for lunch?
Yeah, a few of those, and then some squats. And
What is this? Don't you hear a knocking?
No, who's knocking?
Iggy, are you banging on your mic?
Is the mic on? Can you hear it?
I don't hear you.
I hear it in my
How do you hear the
headphones.
mic? How do you hear this?
That's what I
that.
hear.
Yeah.
You don't hear me talking.
I don't know.
I don't get it either. It's all plugged in. I mean, that's my extent of it. If it's plugged in, then I'm done. I have there's no troubleshooting.
Jillian, we apologize. We have a mic situation. I hear when you're tapping on it. Right there, Doug. I hear it. I hear it in my headphones.
All right. Well, I'm sure we can hear him then.
You know Morse code? I'll just ask you a question like that.
yeah, I do.
I don't need to talk.
No, that's okay. Feel free. Feel free to talk. I'm interested in everything you have to do to get ready for this, because as you can see, there's a lot of beefcake in this studio, and not one of us has been a competitive bodybuilder.
There's always time.
You see potential in that?
Yeah, they have a classic division, and
Yeah.
there's never too late to start.
No. When did you start? Have you been doing this all your life?
I was I'm from Canada, and
Where
I was
in Canada?
just outside of Toronto.
All right.
I went to school in Hamilton, and so I was a Hamilton Tiger Cats cheerleader. And
Say,
so-
Hamilton. It seems like that's a hotbed of hockey players coming out of Hamilton, Ontario.
The I think we call them farm teams in Canada, but the Montreal Canadiens farm team is
Oh, is that right?
in Hamilton. So, I don't know anybody, but some people came out of there. Wasn't enough. We call them puck bunnies back home too, and I wasn't one of those. Too shy.
What does it take to become a puck bunny?
You go to hockey games and you sit up close and you shake it for the players and hope that one of them wants to marry you. And I don't know how that works out, but
probably
I've
works
heard that's a thing.
occasionally.
I would imagine it does work.
Yeah.
If you like guys with missing teeth and hockey hair.
So how did you get to St. Louis?
Well, I was a nurse, and I did travel nursing, and so from cheerleading turned into fitness, and then when I moved to Florida, competing was huge. Like, everyone at my gym was competing and training, and I was like, what is this? This sounds awesome. And so I did one. I think I've said that in my my little segment that I did, that it was a total mess. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I loved it, and so, you know, I've always taken it seriously, but just, you know, developing a business and a family and whatnot, it wasn't always like the forefront of my brain. But as I've gotten older and more competitive, it's become, you know, something I'm really serious about. So
You still do the nursing, or is there any time for that?
no. Now I'm so busy with my coaching clients, and then my business has grown. I have other coaches that work with me, and we have a supplement brand. So I still have nursing in my back pocket, but I haven't been back in forever. Not for.
It's been a bad couple of years for nurses.
Yeah.
It's a good time to get out of that.
Yeah, well, I thought with the pandemic, oh gosh, the last thing anyone wants is a personal trainer, and I thought people's budgets are going to be tight, and they're probably not going to need me anymore, but I was so busy. I did all virtual coaching, helping people do home workouts and figure out, how to do meal prep for families, and I just stayed busy, but kind of if I have to go and help at the hospital, I will, and I never went back, so, but. So I was there if I need it. So it was good to have a plan B.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So people are mostly women, all women.
All
come
women.
to you and say, get me in shape.
Yep. All women.
And so
yep.
what do you do? What's the first step to take somebody who's been a couch potato and turn them into a fitness competitor?
Well, a lot of women enter the program just wanting to get in shape, and they just want some simple strategies, things that they can, they can do in their very minimal spare time. And then from there, they will find that they, want to do more and get in better shape. And a lot of them come in and never want to do competitions. And it's a very, of all my clients, it's probably 20% of my clients that compete. But a lot of them come out of the lifestyle program. Once they've, reached their goal, they're like, what else can I do? This looks like fun. And you're old and you do it, so why can't I do it too?
Nice, Doug. You're old.
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh, yeah.
You look really old. Really, really old.
Now, I have a question.
I'm surprised you're able to walk in here.
I know.
So, obviously, you stick to a strict diet. Do you have cheat days? I know, I don't know if some people use that as a cop-out to pig out. And if you don't, are there foods that you miss, that you used to eat that now you don't? Or, do you kind of have a cheat day every month?
Every now and then you get you're I don't know, they don't use that word anymore because it sounds I know. So they call them refeeds, and you can have but you can refeed mac and cheese or whatever you want. So yeah, that's probably I think that kind of food, mac and cheese and stuff like that. Really fattening stuff.
Why don't you show her your regiment?
Well, I told her I had fruit roll-ups and Hostess's snack cake. So I am really probably in need of your attention more so than anyone on this dais.
Yeah. So Jillian, when you see the Plowhawk over there, and I don't know what you can see because he did enjoy a muffin in our 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
hour.
banana nut. So.
Yeah. So he got his fruit portion for the day.
Some healthy fats in there.
But when you see that kind of food, I would imagine you're not tempted by it. You probably, if anything, are repulsed in some capacity.
I wouldn't say. I just don't. I don't have any sort of feeling about it. I'm I can't have it, so just look away. And then with making food for all my kids, it's nuggets and all kinds of cookies, and they get cookies for everything all the time.
Oh, so the kids will eat the
kids eat whatever they want. I want them to
enjoy.
Yeah, we try to be healthy, but I don't want them to be concerned with weight. And they're all in sports. They're all really busy, so we just let them be kids. And if they want some broccoli, maybe I'll share, but we'll see.
We have this text. Some of the listeners are sending in text, Doug, as you might expect.
Oh, no.
Engineer Design Facilities text line. Aunt Peg, as you may know, won the Fan Page Club Championship in 2020 and texts in, how do I stop eating a tub of ice cream every night? That's kind of surprising.
Stop buying it.
Any recommendation to try to train the mind to not give in to the food temptations?
I think that's a really tough one, but I think it starts with just really enjoying the things that you eat. And that's one of the things I do in my program is I make over more fattening recipes and just make them healthier. So, it might not be a really fattening brownie. It's more like a protein brownie. And so I really try to like make things taste good so that people don't feel tempted. And when you like what you eat, then you aren't tempted by things. But I think the thing with moms is that we're just so busy and we put everyone else first. Like the kids' uniforms will be all clean, all their lunches will be packed, everything they need is ready to go. And then it's like, oh, well, what do I do? So I try to help them prepare ahead and make plans to, you know, meet their goals even when they're busy. They spend the whole day at the soccer field. Like, what do they eat? You know, we help our clients, you know, have strategies. So it's not like, well, all I had was cotton candy and a pretzel, you know.
Well, that's what a lot of our listeners, we have a lot of morbidly obese listeners.
Morbidly.
We call them walrus people, 4XL, 5XL t-shirt size people. So,
do you have fans? Like, that's me. You guys are canceled.
so portion sizes would be important.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, it is. You know,
That's what I do. I eat twice. I eat one dinner and I go, you know what, I'm still hungry, and then I have round two.
usually if you give it like 20 minutes and just walk away and
that would be beneficial.
Yeah, wait for the food to like settle and then usually
But you
you're
weren't
good.
always this strict about your diet.
Oh gosh, no. I mean, if people have followed me, you know, I've had a weight loss journey. I've lost 60 pounds and
really.
Wow. Yeah. Just the year I had my second child was a very tumultuous year. Horrible pregnancy, gained a ton of weight. Took forever to lose it, but I really just wasn't doing the things that I should. But I had all the know-how. I just, you know, couldn't apply it. So I think going through that has helped me be a better coach because I can really relate to people. Like sometimes people see me now and they're like, well, she really just has no idea. But I totally do. I've been there and had to overcome a lot to get in shape.
What were the keys? I mean, there has to be a moment where you're starting from zero, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, and I think this is dating back to like 2012. And so back then, you know, what we knew about weight loss was very much like, you know, chicken and broccoli, very strict. And there was kind of like this new trend coming up of like macro counting and, you know, there's no such thing as bad foods. You can find ways to fit that into your diet. And so it's kind of what I did. And like I said, making over things that were less healthy and making them healthier and doing that. And then finding, you know, time to work out was big too, because prior to having my second child, I had more time. Like with one, you know, you can pop them in the daycare at the gym and they have a fun 2 hours and you can work out. But when you have, you know, full-time job and then 2 kids, it was a little harder. So finding ways to be more efficient with my workouts. So a lot of my clients come in kind of starting out like it's just not going to be possible, and we really show them just kind of how to get started.
Hey, I see you leaning into the mic, but Doug's mic because
must
have a good question.
This will be good. You'll
it's
love
a legitimate question. Because you talked about losing weight after your kids, you got 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Are most of your clients, what is the age group? Is it more older women with kids, have had kids that want to lose weight, or just girls that are a little out of shape and say, you know, I shouldn't look like this at age 26. I need to get in shape?
It's a blend. It definitely, you know, I do have a lot of moms that want my guidance because I think they look to me and they're like, well, if you figured it out, maybe you can give me the tools and strategies. But it's busy women, you know, it's a lot of, and I think too, like a lot of women are waiting till later to have their families. So they're coming to me in their late 20s. Like, I want to get my shit together. Oh, can I say?
Oh my
Can I say it on here?
No, that's all right.
Oh, dude, you're good.
Everything's cool.
Hey, you all good?
Not a big deal.
Y'all good?
That happens.
And the FCC fine that we're going to get.
I'm really sorry.
No, I'm still
Put her back over here and kick her out.
Oh, he caught it. We're fine.
Oh, really? Sorry. You didn't. Nobody debriefed me before we started. Literally said
He
sit.
usually reads the FCC policy. He was looking at a fountain.
We usually have it stapled on the wall, but fell off with the Warren poster.
No, that slips out every now and then.
Does it?
Yes, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Stephen Wildwood has a question here, or just a statement, really. I'm a man of 51, but I don't want to lose my dad bod because everybody is into that now.
It's true, yeah.
Is there a section of competition for that?
You know, it's so funny. I hear that probably at every competition because a lot of my clients, you know, they bring their families, their spouses, and the spouses are super supportive, but like it's not for them, and they're always like, man, is there like a category for like beer drinking dad bods? They should have one.
Jillian, I've lost 62 pounds since Thanksgiving by counting macros and preparing all of my food. That's from the 314.
Awesome. Congratulations. It's amazing.
How does Ms. Jillian think of cardio? Is she pro or anti-cardio? Does she have a weight loss regimen with only weight-bearing exercises? That's from the 314.
Well, yeah, cardio is important. It helps, you know, burn calories, and it's definitely a tool that I use a lot when I'm preparing for competition. But when I'm coaching clients, I usually start with like very minimal because I would say like it's like a lever that we pull if we reach a plateau. So if I start with somebody with a little bit, and then, you know, they're stuck, they've lost 15 pounds, things are not moving, then we just like ramp it up a little bit. You definitely don't want to start a journey with like a ton of cardio, because then what do you do when you stop seeing progress? And that was along the way for me, losing 60 pounds. Like, I didn't come out of the gate doing like everything, because I knew it wasn't going to be like a very like linear journey if I did it that way. So just like little changes at a time, you know. And with some people, like, it's just preparing their own food. I don't even start them with crazy workouts, you know. Maybe it's like a step goal, like 10,000 steps a day, and, you know, following more of a structured menu. And that's usually enough to get things moving. And then we just kind of keep adding good behaviors, good habits on top of that.
A problem we've had when we've been preparing for our bodybuilding competition is we get hurt. You know, we start lifting, you see some gains, and then you start lifting more weights, and next thing you know, you pop a shoulder or something, and then you're kind of back to ground zero, you stop.
Yeah.
I bet that happens to a lot of people, doesn't it?
I think so. I think if people start out too aggressively and they don't just like go slow, and then sometimes people are, you know, oh, something's sore, and maybe they just haven't felt like sore muscles in a while. I'm like, no, that's a good sore, you know, unless it's a, you know, did something pop or did you hear something? So, but yeah, that's common. And I think, I was saying this to my husband the other day, like, as you get older, like, every time you, like, reach over to grab something, you're like, oh, you know, definitely, you know, for me, recovery's been, you know, really important, especially in the last couple of years, just, you know, making sure that I take my rest and, you know, don't go too heavy or I'll, like, break a hip.
Your mic, I don't know if it's...
How do you find time to work out with 5 kids and all your training? Do you find time for yourself to have a regimen?
Yeah, I'm an early riser. I usually try to get it done before anybody wakes up. So I usually
when 4?
I get up at like 3:40.
Do you really? Okay, so what time you go to bed?
Like 9 usually. Yeah.
6 hours or so.
Yeah,
that's enough.
That's fine. Yeah.
You track your sleep?
No. I'd rather not look at that horrifying statistic. I don't. I think it's just something I've gotten really used to. I like my whole life I've kind of not been like a sleeper really. I've just always been a high energy person, but it just became a necessity with having, you know, the kids and their schedules just to get up. And I even on the weekends, like, I struggle to like sleep past like 5, and on vacation too, it's super annoying. But
really,
yeah, I don't want to miss anything. I'm that person that's like, oh, I don't want to sleep.
Like as soon as your eyes open up, you're out of bed.
Yeah.
Well, that would be nice. It'd be a nice trait to have.
It's definitely one I've had to, like, you know, develop, especially with, you know, just, or if you're up with a sick kid or something like that, it's a bit of a challenge. But it's just about establishing a good routine.
Ray King, Doug, he texted in and he says,
Okay.
Hey, Jillian, I am 34 and I just eat healthy and I exercise. I am not a fat walrus person eating cheeseburgers for breakfast.
Sure.
Please tell these fats it's not that hard. Thanks. That's from Ray King.
That's great advice.
Would you like to tell the fats that it's just not that hard? You can really kind of sum it up that way.
Oh my gosh.
You've also done a lot of modeling and some commercials. Tell us about some of that.
Oh yeah, quite the resume. No, I'm kidding.
It looks great on social media.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I do make time for, but, you know, business and family comes first, so I'm not always able to take on as much of a role on social media as other people that do this, but I stay really busy, and I like the balance. I don't want to be too involved in social media. I want to be able to, you know, connect with people in IRL, as we say. In real life.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. You can keep that.
Do people creep on you in your DMs? Be honest with me. Yes, that's a yes. That's a hard yes.
Yeah.
Pick that up
I
right
think
away.
that's anybody. Like, I mean, I was talking to one of the cheer moms at a competition, and she was like, "Oh my God, look at this message I got." And I'm like, "Man, just female on social media, and there'll be some dude that's like, sup."
Does that ever work when someone says sup?
Or like, I have a question, you know, and I usually am like, I don't have time for an answer, so I don't. But, you know, just I think it's like a little, like, just try this and see if it works.
Yeah,
you know?
well, probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. Well, you really put yourself out there with some of the photos that you have, so I guess you got to expect some of that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I just, I wouldn't say I'm like overly daring. I just want to, you know, show that I've worked really hard, and, you know, just a little bit of edgy every now and then is kind of good, just for me, I think, too, to look back and go like, hey, I did this at 41, you know. I can't believe I'm still doing it, honestly. Like, when I was competing in my 30s, I'm like, you know, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this, but honestly, it just keeps getting more fun. It really does. Now I'm traveling a lot for competitions. I've met awesome people, and And I love it. I don't
And
see
you
it
have
ending.
sponsors and everything? You
Yeah,
take care of the
mhm.
expenses?
Yeah. I mean, it's still, even with sponsors, it's really expensive and you don't, like, ever really win money, which people usually will say, like, oh, what do you win? I'm like, oh, I have this, like, awesome trophy. It's a statue of a Barbie. But, no, it's so much fun. It really is. And you meet just, like, amazing people. Like, I've met so many other moms, and some of these women are, like, doctors, and, like, I don't know how they do it. Single moms, like, it's awesome. Sometimes there's, like, kids backstage. It's like, oh, it's a daycare back here, you know? So it is amazing. I truly love it.
You know, you just got to get up at 3 in the morning to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Lots of coffee.
Could you do it if you woke up at like 9, 8:30ish?
9 is lunchtime. No, that's way too
no.
late. No.
What's a normal lunch for you?
Usually like some sort of a protein, like chicken or turkey, and then I love rice, so I usually do that, and some vegetables. If I do salads, they're usually pretty boring, so just stick to the basics. Protein, veggies, and at this stage, like getting closer to competition, there's like fewer choices, and it's not that you couldn't, but I just like to like keep my variables limited and just stick to the basics. It makes it easier too. I mean, I can do the grocery run with like my eyes closed now, so it's just, you know, out of ease and what your body digests well.
And sugar, probably a no-no?
You know, I get that question a lot, and like sugar's not bad. It just, most people don't respond well to it. Like, you have sugar and then you want more sugar, and then you have an energy crash, and what makes you have more energy? More sugar. So I keep my sugar pretty limited. So, and I'm not really a sweets person anyways, you know.
Like, I had 4 cookies at the Cardinal game last night. Good thing or bad thing?
How do you feel today?
Not that great.
Not great?
Not that
Wanting
great.
more cookies,
no.
I'm sure.
4 chocolate chip cookies. They were good.
Were they good?
They were great.
Yeah.
They were great.
Maybe it was worth it, you know.
I told myself that.
Could you have had one, or like you couldn't stop? They were so good.
I could have had one if I had any willpower. Yeah. Or I could have had none.
Maybe it was worth it. Like, I think if you're gonna, you know, spend your calories, like spend them wisely. Like, I always tell people, if you had, you know, $5,000, like let's say you had 5,000 calories, so $5,000, would you spend it at like the dollar store? Or would you spend it at Louis Vuitton? So like, it's the same with food. Like, because I hear all the time, be like, well, I didn't have anything, so I just ate this like crappy piece of pizza at my kid's birthday party. And I'm like, well, why didn't you just like wait and like, you know, have something that you really like instead of, you know, just eating for the sake of it.
Yeah.
The recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves has a question. Doug, you kind of wanted to hear from him.
Yeah, he's trying to recover, but he's not doing well.
Oh, for real?
Struggling.
He says, mounds of cocaine really curbs an appetite. Thanks. That's from the recovering alcoholic.
Hashtag fitness.
That's a fitness goal.
So there's just another, you know, that's another way of getting home, so to speak.
So what else do you want to do? What's in your future? What kind of plans do you have?
Well, I just want to keep growing this momshell movement, helping women, you know, find confidence and just live their best lives. And so I just launched a supplement brand earlier this month, actually, and so that's a piece of it too. And then just, you know, helping others, continuing to inspire.
And where can people see you on Instagram? I'm sure people I see people have been finding you anyway.
Yeah. It's STL_momshell. It's mom. That's a bombshell. People are like, what does that mean? Is it mom smell? I'm like, no. Or someone asked me if it was mom's hell. What was that?
Oh, you can say
I did it again.
I'll say that.
No. It's basically the 7
gotta watch your
George
body
Carlin
well.
routine. That's the one you get. Jillian, thank you so much for coming in. It was a pleasure to meet
thanks
you.
for having
And
me.
for people who would like to see, it's on St. Louis's Most Beautiful People, and that's on our YouTube channel, correct, Doug? That's where you can see it, youtube.com/TMASTL.
It is. Yep. It's on the app. It's on the TMA STL app, and it's on our website.
There you go. Check out Jillian there. Jillian, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
We will take a commercial break and come back with more of the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Owned and operated storm damage insurance claims specialist in roofing, siding, and gutter replacement and repair. They can help evaluate your home for storm damage from hail and wind that the St. Louis area continually receives year-round. Work with the great Connor Lee at Enterprise Contracting. Give them a call and just mention the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM at 314 314-455-5000. That's 314-455-5000.
You can get an insurance quote anywhere. Ask yourself, what is my provider doing for me? Do I have to hit prompts? Do I have to deal with chatbots? Am I put on hold? Is it always a different person? Are they local? Are they proactive in the community? Do they represent the #1 provider of auto and home insurance in the U.S.? The James Carlton State Farm team is comprised of individuals right here in your neighborhood. We are out supporting our Blues, Cardinals, Bills, and Tigers. Do something new in 22 and kick the out-of-town companies to the curb. Give us a call or go online to carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm.
Tullamore Dew is one of the best known and most loved Irish whiskeys in the world. Founded in 1829 in the town of Tullamore and inspired by early owner Daniel E. Williams, whose initials live on each bottle to this day. As one of the world's top 2 Irish whiskeys, Tully prides itself on exceptional liquid quality. The original triple blend of malt whiskey, grain whiskey, and pot still whiskey come together to create an unrivaled taste and character like no other in the category. Tullamore Dew, Irish whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly. Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, and if there's one thing I know about you, Ryan, you keep it 100.
Man, that sounds so good. It sounds like something my 7th grade daughter would always say, hey, Dad, those shoes are Gucci. No, they're not. They're Nike. Well, they're Gucci. And you definitely keep it 100. And that smoke you're dripping is unbelievable. But
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I can just keep going because I keep it 100. Why wouldn't I? The idea of the Keep It 100 campaign for Hero Loan was easy, right? And if you're VA eligible, you can buy a house with 100% financing. That means no money down. And if you want to refinance, you can cash out 100% of the appraised value. That means more money. And at HeroLoan.com, our interest rates are always 100 times better. If you're VA eligible, get the loan that you've earned. The VA loan is one of the best benefits of being in the military, and we get them done right. I'll pay for your appraisal, get you the lower rate, and close your VA loan as little as 21 days. Apply online today at HeroLoan.com. The only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326240.
Welcome back. Ryan Kelly, morning after. We continue the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan. A rare moment where Doug is not here, but he is here.
That a smoke break?
He's looking at the fountain.
Cameron guards by the fountain.
Everybody's addicted to the fountain.
Its fountain's off. It's clogged up.
You are welcome to get involved on the show. 314-881-TMA5, the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. We talked about EDF in the 7 o'clock hour, and they are offering today 2 tickets for the Cardinals and Mets. Doug, it is a Busman's
special
today, and you get 2 field box tickets. First person that emails fire@edf-rg.com and connects them to their company's fire panel operations manager via email to schedule a meeting gets these 2 tickets. Email needs to be in by 10 a.m., so hustle up. That is Engineer Design Facilities, sponsor of our text inbox. Doug, can you tell the people about Bertarelli Cutlery online? Where is he? BertarelliCutlery.com?
Well, that would be his online address, yes. His brick-and-mortar address is down there on the hill, 1927 Marconi Avenue on the hill. Maybe you need some knives sharpened. Maybe you need new knives. He's got you covered either way. Maybe you need some office supplies, like office paper. He can do that. He can ship it to you anywhere in the world, actually. Bertarelli Cutlery, it's business in the front, and it's party in the back. Swing down to the hill. Check out the showroom in the front with all the best kitchen knives available, including the brand-new Wusthof Performance line of knives. And then you head to the back where the real party begins. Back there, they will sharpen your kitchen knives as well, as knives are the most fabulous St. Louis restaurants and have them all slicing like the dickens. So let the party begin with Bertarelli Cutlery, 1927 Marconi Avenue on the hill, or give them a call. I'll give the number now. Here it comes. 314-664-4005, or visit them online at bertarellico.com. Longest running sponsor of the show on our Mount Rushmore of advertisers, Marco Bertarelli. Yes, he will be at the Dotem. He's going to give away 300 T-shirts to the golfers there at the Dotem. So say hello to Marco Bertarelli when you see him, and stop by at 1927 Marconi Avenue on the hill, or visit their website, bertarellico.com.
Nice. Dotem is fast approaching. We are only 3 weeks away, Doug, from Lisa Ann at Maggie O'Brien's in Sunset Hills and the Lisa Ann dating game. My goodness, that means we're only 22 days away from the balls in the air at the Michelob Ultra presentation of the Dotem. Day 1. Then there's day 2. And man, oh man, the orgies. Yes, the orgies.
I don't know that there'll be that many orgies at the golf tournament.
Could be. I saw Tom Schmidt yesterday when I was in here, and I got word that Salt and Smoke is providing food for the dodo.
How do you do?
Oh, are they really?
How do you do?
Tom texted me yesterday, and I'm putting together. He heard the open for Pepper and Genie, and he wants a piece of that action. So I'm putting together an open or a commercial for him. So
Are you really?
I'm excited. I love Tom. So
I walked by
to,
Salt and
go
Smoke
pro.
yesterday down at Ballpark Village. You could smell it from a block away.
Oh,
hats
did it
every
tempt your little tummy?
Yes, it did.
It looks so good. That building is slick too.
I had some the other day. Delicious. Bologna.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing I'll get there now.
Bologna is the only thing you'll get?
Everything's good there, but like once you have the bologna, it's just phenomenal. It is so good.
I can say I've never one time walked to a restaurant and ordered bologna.
Would you get it though, just to appease me? And it's really good.
Sure.
I think you should at least try it.
Yeah, I'd try it.
Got little jalapeno chunks in there, little cheese.
Well,
you can avoid it.
I would usually order something a little higher up on the menu than the bologna, but I would try it just to appease you.
Okay.
I had Braunschweiger and onion one time.
Oh, Bill. You can text in 314-881-TMA5. Call in. Ellen called in and held the dais accountable.
Yeah, we'll work on that, Ellen.
Oh, you're mad at Ellen.
No, I'm not. She has her own opinion.
And you don't care for it much.
Well, not that one, no.
No.
So if you want to call in and cuck us, 636-9004-TMA, 636-9004-TMA, or email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Guys, I'm taking wagers on what will last longer, this new segment where you allow texters to verbally accost local area women with stories about their dad bods and cocaine habits, or the new 25-minute show recap where a dried apricot and mustached lesbian talk about nipple clamps and homoerotic tendencies. I'm setting the over-under at 2 weeks. Doug, that's the neighborhood kid. He's on the bike. That's little Tommy Tribbins.
Listen, Trib. How much you want to put on that?
You're wagering right now. You're willing to throw it down.
I'll wager anything he wants over 2 weeks.
Little Tommy Tribbins, the action's back on you.
Yeah, don't make a statement if you're not going to back it up. Just let me know how much you want to bet that we'll be off after 2 weeks.
It's like he called you out and you're not having it.
Well, the show's going nowhere.
With music like that, it ain't going anywhere.
No.
Now, if management says get off the air, it's a different story. But,
Right.
But it's a podcast.
Plowsy and I enjoy it. So
It's not like they're breaking into KSHE program.
Yeah.
Pepper and Genie.
yeah, and Plowsy just mentioned that Tom Schmidt's on board. So if the station can make a little money off it, we're all
So
for
Tom
it.
Schmidt's the
No.
Pepper and Genie as a presenting sponsor?
No.
That's kind
What
of a
I
big
meant-
moment.
That's what he said. You're doing an open with Tom.
No, I meant a commercial spot. And I said commercial spot after the. What I said was he listened to the Pepper and Genie Open, and he loved it so much that I think we're going to incorporate that music, and he's doing a commercial spot that I'm.
He's going to use Michael Frank's.
Maybe
so he
not.
doesn't want any part of our show, but he's going to use our music.
No, I didn't.
Oh, Doug, now we're starting to get a little.
Your music?
Right.
No, I turned you people on to Michael Franks.
Who are you people? What do you mean, the whites?
You can't say you people.
That's a fact. So
Listeners.
I'm meeting with Greg after P&G today. So you never know. Maybe that is what the meeting
I'm
is
just
right
kidding. I'm just glad to have Tom back on board at the station. He's a great man.
now. Tom has been a big proponent of P&G ever since we talked about it on air.
Look, if the station makes a little bit of money off the show, great. That's why we do this. But it's not
This is a business that's in business to make money.
That's weird.
There got to be people lining up to sponsor P&G, so I'm excited.
I talked to one of the sales guy yesterday. He had an idea for something. I said, whatever you need me to do.
What was the idea?
I'm in the business to make money for you guys. I don't care about me.
Oh, come on.
That's the strangest line going.
No, I've waived personal appearance fees. But yeah, I mean, it's just we just come in here and we talk for 15 minutes and put it up on the podcast. It's no big deal.
No, it isn't.
People seem to enjoy it.
Well,
what more do you want
we'll
out of
have
us?
a nice long run.
There you go,
gonna
Ellen.
get gay
Ellen,
today,
Ellen, we're staying here late to do that.
Is it always so darn gay?
It wasn't as gay yesterday. We talked about boner, but we talked about popping boners for females.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's about as straight as we're probably going to get.
I guess it is.
Doug, Andrew was unhappy during the interview with Jillian. Will someone please tell the toddler to stop hitting his mic for attention? Jeez.
Well, that's not what it was. I was trying to, instead of just saying, test, does it work, test, I just did a little to see if it worked. It worked, but then you couldn't hear me talk.
So because of the cameras and the computer and also just really what I call a height problem, I couldn't see Iggy when he was over in cut corner. So I'm looking at Doug and looking at Jillian, and all of a sudden I hear this. It's like somebody's knocking on the door. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And I realize Iggy's over there tapping on the mic. I could hear it.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, I don't get it. You can hear that, but then you couldn't hear me talking to it, but you can hear me bang it.
When I heard it at first, I was a little concerned that we had Doug's gerbil that escaped. You know, kind of like
your gerbil taps on a mic.
It sounded like it was scratching for help.
I don't have a scratching gerbil.
Put that off.
I'm sure they heard breathing over there, though. Couldn't hear me talk, but they heard breathing and nose whistles.
As much
probably.
as anything.
Yeah, we need to fix that by Friday, though.
The angry old guy. Jackson, which one's the real one? The angry old guy or the fake angry old guy?
One of them really likes Miley Cyrus. I can't tell which one.
And would you rather be the real one or the fake one?
He says, how much does it cost to become a most beautiful person and do a half-hour infomercial? So he is not happy with the show. He is not
Well, you won't make it.
He is not happy with the show.
Only nice people in here, not bitter old men.
Yeah, it's not really designed to be around bitter old men. Although that might be a whole other segment.
Yeah, we do it on Thursdays. Bitter old men.
I kind of do that from 10 to 11, to be honest with you. I'm already seasoned in that.
Our target demographic.
Yeah, I've hit that. The brine-stained rosin bag is like my 8-year-old. Says something completely ridiculous, gauges the room, and then says, oh, I was just kidding, to retract the comment. That's from Ulysses S. Grant. Doug, you remember him? Lived off Gravelway.
18th president.
Yeah, married one of the Anheuser girls, right?
I guess you're talking about me.
Brine-stained rosin bag, he called you.
Yeah. But what did I retract and say I'm just kidding? Yeah, I mean, again, you people make comments.
Come on, you people.
Well, people like, I'm talking about people that make comments like that. I mean, you make a comment like that, but you can't back it up with what I said.
Had you ever been called a brine-stained rosin bag
No, that's a new one. At least they're coming up with new names.
That ain't clever. I wouldn't have thought of that one for sure.
They probably sat up all night, come up with a name for Iggy. They like it. Now, just tell me what I backed off on and said, just kidding. Because I thought I asked her a couple legitimate questions, and I don't remember apologizing for the question.
Some treats just got brought in. Jackson, what was that? Did you see it?
I saw a card of some kind.
What sort of
treats? Some treats were just brought in.
Want me to go investigate?
Yeah, why don't you do a reconnaissance mission?
Will do. I'll have a full report when I return.
Okay.
Guys, if there was a segment interviewing bitter old men, wouldn't the Scarecrow be the star subject? That's from former Cardinal starter / reliever Lance Painter.
I'm not bitter.
Now, why the Scarecrow? Why would they call you a Scarecrow?
I don't just... Yeah, Scarecrow is just somebody who sits
I
there. I move around.
Well, the hay, when it bundled up, kind of does have the hue.
What?
The hay has the hue.
Like when you know, because they're made out of straw and hay, right?
Right, yeah.
Guys, we coincidentally couldn't hear the breathing during the Jillian segment. That's from the 815.
Because I brought it up on my own.
Plowsy, did you actually have a scarecrow on the farm there in Canton? They don't really have scarecrows anymore,
We didn't have a big enough field, but they do them.
They do? They still have scarecrows? And do they work?
Yeah. I mean, similar to, if you have a bird nest and a light right by your front door, you'll put a fake owl there,
right.
And that avoid that. So it just...
Those don't work.
Oh, yeah, you've done that.
I got a fake owl to keep the squirrels away, and the squirrel just looks at it and laughs, and then just goes and eats my seeds.
I have
my seed.
Wow. Gerbil eating seeds.
Oh, Bill, where is he?
I put a little rubber snake above my front door, and it kept the birds from building a nest.
First a gerbil, now a snake. Oh.
I love those rubber snakes.
Yeah.
The fake angry old guy has issued a statement. Interesting. I sent that text from an old app I used to text in when they blocked me. What is this, like a burner account phone number maker? It is supposed to have a different number. I guess it doesn't. So the fake angry old guy is the same as the old angry guy? The angry old guy?
I mean, he texting a lot, bro.
And I guess he got blocked. I didn't think Jackson blocked anybody. Doug, do you have a...
Yeah, he's filling up a plate. You go ahead and block this one, too.
I'd say when in doubt, blocking.
Yeah, it's my motto.
Yeah.
Penny saved, penny earned. Block them.
Block eam.
I hear Jackson returning.
I have people that are, I don't know if we can, if I can correct it, but when they send these things in, these feedback things, it comes to my Hubbard email address. When I go to my Hubbard, it's got feedback. The Holly Hills Hog or whatever these people are.
Holly Hills Hog.
Whatever they are. And I have people that I have blocked on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everywhere sending me messages. You have me blocked except for on this, so I'll send a message here.
Well, block him here.
I can't block him on that.
Block him.
It's not my thing. I don't know why I get them every day.
You guys want to report on the treats?
Oh, Doug, treat report.
Please.
Treat report.
Yep. It's Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Oh.
And it's for, looks like it's for Carricker and Small.
Ah! Boy, that ain't right.
Ah!
If there's any
Steal their food.
If there's any leftover tepid food, I might try to grab it.
We share our food with people.
How many sandwiches are in there, Jackson?
You got a cart of some kind. Maggie's taking them into the 101 studio, so...
We're like the raccoon trash panda of this. Like,
Yeah.
we're waiting until they're done with their food so we can scrap them.
Scavengers by nature.
And we'll cook up some fish, real nice like.
I called Courtney out the other day.
Oh, did you?
Well, she was one of the people. She was one of the people on her show after we started, like 2 days after we started, and you warmed up shrimp. That she was going off on us, talking about the new guys warming up fish. Well, for her second anniversary last week, they brought in a whole bag of White Castles. And I said, you're going to talk about our shrimp stinking. What about the White Castles?
Yeah, point it out.
We can smell White Castles from our studio.
This sort of hypocrisy shouldn't stand.
And it didn't really work because I didn't look in the bag. She goes, that's funny because it was all egg sandwiches.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Egg sandwiches at White Castle?
That's for breakfast.
I like the smell of White Castle.
They have that now at White Castle? Egg sandwiches?
I guess they brought them in. Haven't been to White Castle in like 5 years.
That's a brine starter if I've ever...
Yeah, I just know what's going to happen afterwards. Even as good as they taste, I know what's happening
What's
afterwards.
going to happen?
Well, you'll be on the toilet for most of the morning.
Oh.
Well, it's worth it. Hard work pays off.
Well.
Yeah, you eat it as eggs, but it comes out as huevos rancheros.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
Think about
Strode, I'll take the bet. Oh boy, it's a girl will last longer than Pepper and Jeannie. And if it does, you have to hang up the old hog for good. No more cracking, stick forever. Doug, that's from the little neighborhood kid, Little Tommy Tribbins.
All right, Tribbins.
What does that mean?
Here's-
Hang up the hog, no more cracking.
Here's the thing about Pepper and Jeannie, which is hilarious. It doesn't cost Hubbard any money. We are not taking the studio away from any. Pepper and Jeannie can last 8 years and not make a dime and still exist. So, Iggy, I would go all in and take this bet.
Well, what am I winning?
Little Tommy Tribbins, what are you putting on the line?
No, he said if I lose, I have to hang up a hog, whatever that means, and stop cracking, whatever that means. What do I win?
I think he means you can't
What?
pleasure yourself.
What's hanging a hog?
Well, I'm not going to take that bet.
Right, so...
I wouldn't either.
No, nor how could one track that? It'd be
Well,
like
I-
the
yeah, it could
Seinfeld
be.
episode.
Yeah. I wouldn't be honest. I mean, I'm going to jerk.
Oh.
Cut off.
I
Somebody
can't.
snag that audio.
I can't take that bet.
Doug?
I was thinking more monetarily.
I'm just concerned about the Cardinals' offense.
No, you should be.
Get used to that thought.
Paul DeYoung's off to a slow start.
You had a hit last night, didn't you?
Yes.
Fight.
He did have a base hit and also hit a fly ball to the wall, but to get caught.
Nice, so that gives him another month.
But how about the outfielders?
But a base hit, and his average went up 100 points.
Between the three starting outfielders, they have 1 home run and 14 RBIs in over 150 at-bats, and 10 of those RBIs are O'Neill's. Between Bader and Carlson have 0 home runs and 4 RBIs, and they play every night.
What's the difference between Schilt and Marmol? I'm confused about what the upgrade is. I mean, it's 16, 17 games in, I get it, but, like, there's no wow moment. You know, he's just kind of there as a guy that just is filling a seat on the bench. It's just interesting that, you know, Schilt had, what was he, third and manager of the year, went on a 17-game win streak, fire him, and you bring in a guy who's never managed, and he's really just...
Looks like the same team.
Yeah, he's such an afterthought. Like, it just, I don't get it. I don't get that move.
Well, I don't know if he's an afterthought. He doesn't necessarily have a big personality yet. You know, like everybody knew Matheny, and LaRussa was kind of a larger-than-life character. And Schilt was kind of an interesting guy in his own way.
I guess Ollie will play DeYoung without any care in the world and, you know, nod his head for upper management. So I guess
Right. But what do you say about the other three? The other 3 outfielders who are doing nothing. He's not the only one not hitting.
Surprising, too. Usually Jeff Albert brings out the best.
We'll talk about what Plowsy talked about. Maybe it's the new norm, because they've had success. After LaRussa left, you bring in Matheny, never had any managerial experience, had success. Schilt, no managerial experience of the big leagues, had success. Just staying in that same realm.
Well, it's not a manager's game. It's a player's game. If you got the players, the 5 of us could go out and win 90 games if we had the best talent in the league. I really believe that.
And look good doing it.
Yeah. Look great doing it. Don't sell yourself short.
If I'm Mike Schilt, I'm watching TV, crossing my arms, and going, yep.
God, how funny would it be if Plowsy went out to the mound to make a pitching change in the full uniform?
Oh, I'd point up to Mozeliak, and I would have a GM change.
Oh, come on.
Hand over the bow tie.
We're bringing in somebody with money. But no, I think they need to address pitching more than anything. The outfielders are hit. I mean, Carlson is having a tough start.
All 3 of them are.
Yeah, more so Carlson's having a
Collectively, they're hitting 204, 205.
But
none of them are hitting.
But you're saying everybody who usually hits, it pans out in the season. Everybody who hit typically at 250, 260.
Usually everybody hits what they're supposed to hit, what they've generally been doing in the past. Not everyone's going to hit 250, but you know that Arenado and Goldschmidt are going to be your better hitters, your big power hitters, your RBI guys. You can count on them for having a decent average and about 30 home runs or so. If slow start, fast start, they usually wind up doing what you think they're going to do.
And then throw in the other 4 positions. Goldschmidt, struggling. DeYoung, struggling. Molina, struggling. DH, not doing much. That's 8 of your players.
Yeah. Well, they're getting nothing out of the left-handed DH spot. Nothing.
The only time I'm going to go to a game this year is all-inclusive tickets. There got to be... Baseball and what they're providing just isn't... The juice ain't worth the squeeze of me going to pay for parking and going down to the stadium, so... Yeah. I don't... After the other day, I don't think I'm going to go to another game this year.
You didn't enjoy your experience the other night?
It was... And I love going to Busch and, the pageantry, going with my friends and whatnot, but, in terms of actually watching the game, that was brutal. Brutal.
Were there a lot of people there? I saw John Marisek posted a picture of the Cardinal Cowboy. It looked like the entire upper deck was empty.
The fourth deck, or that very upper deck, was empty for me. But the lower bowl was pretty packed.
Does it remind you? I don't feel like that this was the way that it was 15 years ago there. But maybe it's always been that way, and I'm just noticing it now. I don't know.
This is a time of year where it's really hard for them to draw fans most nights. Because it's a school night. It's April. Some of the weather's not great always. And school kids got to be up early in the morning. So they want to be on the road in April for the most part. They'd rather not play here. But they're still, the number of tickets they've sold, they think they're going to get to 3 million again. That's what they said yesterday at this radio luncheon. They're going to get 3 million fans again. And they didn't expect to do it. Their budget was lower than that. But based on the ticket sales they've had so far, they think they'll get to 3 million.
It's like 3rd and 6th inning at the Honey Hole for attendance. Because most of the time now, I noticed it, and I think Tim brought a great point about, 15 years ago. You didn't see people showing up in the 3rd inning to the game and then leaving in the 6th inning. I mean, that's just not something you saw typically, and that's so common now. Staying for the 1st to the 9th inning is almost head-scratching. Why are you doing that?
Well, right now they're starting these games at 6:40, 6:45. So there's... Yeah, I like it too if I'm home. But if you work till 5 o'clock, 5:30, you're going to have a hard time getting there for the start of the game.
Right.
I would think people coming late and leaving early aren't buying their tickets. They're getting freebies. I mean, why would you spend the money if you don't really want to go? Baseball's boring. I bought 4 tickets. Let's leave in the 5th. I don't think you're leaving early if you bought the tickets.
It could be something to that.
There's something to mentality.
Oh, is it?
LowTUSA.com is what it is, Doug. That's where you go. If you have low energy, motivation, weight gain, or muscle loss, fatigue, and tired all the time, feeling anxious, feeling moody, irritable, impatient, anxious, depressed, those can be symptoms of low testosterone. Decreased mental acuity, attention span, and stress can cause focus issues on even the most simple tasks. Belly fat, feeling bloated, and a lack of lean muscle and tone that used to be easy to get rid of or maintain. If you have low libido and disinterested in your spouse or partner, which can lead to relationship problems, it could be low testosterone. Get checked out at Mentality by going to lowtusa.com. I went out there and got tested. I'm going to get my results. Had to reschedule. I'm going out there next week now to get the results. Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. It is Mentality. Check them out online at lowtusa.com. That's Mentality, lowtusa.com. It's 8:53 in St. Louis. The appliance discounters. 8 o'clock hour. Appliance Discounters, your hometown appliance source featuring major brands like GE. And if you are interested in a sound story, you can get 10% off right now and take care of Mother's Day or Father's Day shopping by using the promo code TMA for a gift certificate at mysoundstory.com. We have been doing a lot of them lately. I love doing them, and you can do one with me. You can do one with Doug. You can do one with Lauren. mysoundstory.com. Check it out and enter promo code TMA if you want to get a gift certificate for your mother or for your father for upcoming Mother's Day, Father's Day gifts. Or if you want to come in and as the child or with your siblings come in and express your gratitude to your mom and dad, this is an opportunity to do so here at the Hubbard Studios. mysoundstory.com. Use the promo code TMA to get 10% off for a gift certificate for Mother's Day or for Father's Day. It's mysoundstory.com. And if you could think about it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Doug, the Blues lost last night. There is one game left. The Wild also lost last night. And that means that the Blues are going to have to win on Friday, and the Wild are going to have to lose one of their final two. How do you do?
That could happen. That could happen.
Well, if they lost to the Coyotes, and the Coyotes, Minnesota was minus 600 to win that game.
Yeah, that's
minus 600.
Yeah, that's tough if you put some action on the Wild last night.
Well, hell, they's on scholarship too. That's what happens in pro sports. You never know. You just never know. Looked like the Blues might come back last night. Scored a couple third-period goals.
Hit the post late with almost got a second empty netter.
Yeah. Looked like they may come back, but, boy, it's a heck of a run. What, they had 16 games without a loss?
16 straight unbeaten. Got to go back to the Carolina Saturday night game more than a month ago for a game they lost in regulation.
Yeah, that's incredible. They look good. They're hitting on all cylinders. So I think they're ready to go for the playoffs. Home ice advantage or not against Minnesota. I think they're ready to go.
Who's starting game one in net?
Husso.
You noticed a lot of Benner lately.
Yeah, they've been playing every other game.
Benner?
Yeah, and he'd been pretty good last night. Not great, but he had been pretty good for the last 3 or 4 games. But I kind of think Husso will be the guy every night in the playoffs.
I would expect it, but Jackson, one of his questions on Little Texas Parlay on 101 ESPN was who will be in net, and I said Husso in game one.
Yeah.
I said Husso, 100%. I don't know. You still on that?
Oh, yeah, I would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think they would ride him throughout unless he has a bad game or two.
The Wild, for the record, are off tonight and then have back-to-back games. Thursday, they're taking on both division winners here in the West. The question is the motivation, Calgary and Colorado. Calgary tomorrow night, and then Colorado both are in Minneapolis, St. Paul. So if the Wild win both those games, the Blues and Wild will start in Minnesota. If the Blues beat Vegas and Minnesota loses one of those games, the Blues would be the home ice on game one, on whatever that will be, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect the Flames to lie down and try to block a lot of the Wild shots with their faces just so the Blues might have a fair chance of getting home ice advantage. They'll probably rest a player or two.
Well, Colorado didn't seem to lay down last night.
They had lost 4 in a row and were kind of taking it easy, and boy, that building was alive last night.
Yeah, it really was. Like they were really playing for something.
Yeah. I guess they're just like, okay, we can't just totally back our way in, even though we're up by 1 million points.
Yeah. Taking your foot off the gas pedal is not a good idea.
Tickets are probably cheap, too. Already secured a playoff spot. Too, to go in the regular season, probably priming up for people to buy playoff tickets. So.
Yeah, possibly.
Never know.
When do you consider a hot streak over? Because I was watching highlights of the game, not last night, the game before that. And I think they were national announcers, were saying, well, this Blues team, they're going to be tough in the playoffs because that's what you want. You want to be going into the playoffs on a hot streak. What if they lose their last 3 games? Is that still a hot streak going into the playoffs? You know what I mean?
Well,
because they lost 3 in a row. It's not really a hot streak. But he said right now
win this, baby.
they're going to be dangerous because that's what you want. They're going into the playoffs in a hot streak. That's what you want. Well, the season, I don't think they could lose 3 in a row. That's no longer a hot streak, is it? It's kind of a bad streak.
Yeah, I think you'd have to amend your statement at that point.
Yeah.
But when he said it, it was true. They were on a hot streak.
Yeah, but the playoffs weren't starting yet. So.
You want to go in playing the best hockey that you've played all year, and that's exactly what they're doing. And they're about as healthy as they've been all year.
Yeah, I just found the comment kind of odd.
And you're upset about it.
Not upset.
You're not
Just
watch much hockey
I hear a lot of announcers say that. They're going to be tough. They're on a hot streak going in. Well, there's still 3 games left in the season. If they lose those, they're going in on a low streak, not a hot streak.
Okay, don't get upset, Angry.
I'm going to find out who they are and make a comment on Twitter.
Nice. Look at that. Send a message.
Who do you people think you are?
Now, will you watch hockey when the playoffs roll around?
I always watch playoff hockey. I just don't really care for the regular season.
Okay.
If I can find it.
Can you join us for just like 20
Yeah.
seconds on
For the
Balloon
love of God,
Party in about an
please.
hour and 10
Yeah,
minutes?
so Iggy came in to talk hockey. I haven't seen a game all year. What do you want from me? All right, see ya.
Guys, I love this show. It's so dumb. But so am I. But for real, you guys have to figure out the breathing issue with Iggy's mic. It is clearly him. It stops when he talks, and then when he leans back from the mic, it stops. Please, for my sanity, shut it down. That's from the Cal May protege.
So you just admitted it stops everywhere. It stops when I'm talking. Then I'm away from the mic. It stops. When do you hear it? If I'm away from the mic or when I'm talking? Those are the only 2 places I am.
So were you breathing right then when you were talking?
I don't breathe when I'm talking. Jug, let me talk about
this.
this.
Now I hear it.
Now last night.
It was you.
I just heard it, yeah.
And then when I back away from the mic.
I heard it there for a while.
So when do you hear me?
That was
Cal May protege, would you like to call into the Steve Schmidt Key of North County phone line, 636-9004. Teammate Doug will clear out.
Clear the lines. Clear them.
He's not calling.
Lousy, put your finger on the clear all button and clear the lines.
The anti-breather guy might be one of those sneaky guys that'll make the tournament. Like this, it's just annoying. I never hear it.
No, nobody does. Well, he caught him in a lie. I don't hear it when he's talking, and I don't hear it when he steps away from the mic. In between, when else is there? Is there an in between? I'm talking. I'm not. When do you hear it?
I heard it a few seconds ago when you were breathing.
Well, I was doing that on purpose.
Do that again.
Well, if you
See, now I hear
look at the Blues game.
Doug, who was that?
The Blues game last night.
That's Iggy, I guess.
Yeah. I guess that's what you hear in your radios because we
Cal
hear
May
nothing.
protege says when you're leaning forward and not talking is when I hear it. Cal May protege.
You hear it now?
Oh, wow. That is loud.
Is there a hurricane outside?
I hope you heard it because I just held my breath for 15 seconds.
Oh, wow. Kind of bluffed at the pot. He had a few outs, but it was a nice play. Forced the man to lay it down.
Yeah, I'm all in.
Here is the timestamp for the breathing. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. That's from Dave with the cauliflower ear. Oh, okay. I've never bitched about the breathing before, but it definitely seems to be there today. That's from Mrs. Janny Shanahan.
Just today, never any other day. Just today you noticed it.
You suppose it's Jackson?
I don't think it's anybody. They find something that somebody talks about, and then the whole bunch of them just, we got a topic. Just like the nervous with learn. That was a thing for a while.
Okay.
Probably just one of their prisoners in their closet that's breathing.
Don't poke the bear, brine-covered rosin bag.
Kay in Southtown says, Tim, I deal with audio and video production. Would you like to call in with some advice? Oh, Doug.
Sure, we'll take advice.
Come on in, 636. Let me know when you're calling, and then I'll text Jackson to let him know that a caller's coming in.
AV expert.
And Doug Kay in Southtown is going to...
Is that a girl?
I would imagine. Most of our callers
Yeah,
are.
they're all girls.
Iggy needs to go back to the mic he was on during the Jillian segment. It was perfect for everyone. The breathing gets worse right after a smoke break. That's from the Union.
Oh. Is it the emphysema that's the problem?
Yeah, that's it. Right after a smoke break, so I'm still blowing out smoke when I come up here.
Yeah, I heard it there again.
Yeah, I'm still
Is it
smoking
harder
when
to
I come
breathe
up
right
here.
after you smoke?
No.
I would like to make a statement. As you talk and Doug talks and the nose whistle is still present, I believe that takes you and Doug out of the running for who is responsible for the nose whistle. I would also like to say that I do believe I heard heavy breathing during Pepper and Jeannie. Therefore, it's down to both Plowboy and Iggy. Doug, that's the 636.
Thankfully, I don't care at all if it's me. So that's good for me.
You would almost do it more if you thought it was you.
No, I wouldn't. I just... This topic is just taking on a life of its own.
That's what they do. They find something that
Is Kay in Southtown on the line, Jackson?
Nope.
Yeah,
of course not.
Scott's wrinkled ball sack has issued a statement. I'm not one to complain, but unfortunately the nose whistles are there, and they are real, Tim. I still love the show. That's from Scott's wrinkled ball sack. Well, I said on the show a couple weeks ago, if we are having an issue, we want it fixed. You know, I mean...
But we've checked it 5 different times, and he's come in, and there's nothing we found. So I don't know how we fix something we don't hear.
I think the Pepper and Genie would be a good... If it does happen at P&G, then you do have your 2 finalists.
Oh, he's bringing out some stocking caps.
I'm just thinking, is it possible that we don't hear everything? Now, don't do this in anger, Brian Boy.
Brian Boy.
Is it possible?
3 stocking caps.
Is it possible that since we don't always hear Jackson's mic, that's where it's coming from?
No.
Stephen Wildwood now, Doug. I mean, you're getting Scott's wrinkled ball sack and Stephen Wildwood.
Yeah, I believe those guys.
I've never commented on the breathing, but it was present for Pepper and Genie. Stephen Wildwood.
Oh, no.
Well, it could be, too, that it's an empty studio with 2 people. So you hear more ambience around the rooms.
Your mic sounds weird now.
Well, it's because I got 9 stocking caps.
Well, maybe we consolidate to 1.
Yeah, we just put 1 of them.
Did it take care of the breathing, though?
I don't think anything will take care of the breathing.
You know what? I'm tired of it. You guys can bitch all you want.
You've had enough at this point.
Gotta turn the mic
That's it.
down.
Yeah,
That's it.
Keep talking.
Yeah, that's it. We finally hit the melting point.
Tim, I'm a lung surgeon at Washington University. Would you like me to come in and offer up some advice?
Yeah, I'm sure we
That's
have
from Manupo eligible.
At the very least, we need a good eye, ear, nose, and throat guy.
Never knew you were a surgeon.
Yeah, Becky Wiesberger, I think, is his catty corner to his office.
Cattywampus.
Cattywampus, yeah, that's the appropriate
Both
term.
graduated from Harvard, I'm sure.
Why does Wrinkle sound muffled now? Breathing and Charlie Brown teacher noises. This is brutal. That's from show columnist Brian Hench.
As I put stocking caps on there. Why don't you watch on YouTube? You'd have seen it.
What class in journalism school do they teach?
Oh, things are falling, Doug. Things are falling.
Is the Aqua Snappy okay?
Yeah, that thing could fall off a cliff and still be usable for sure.
Okay, boy, the breathing has stopped, though.
I don't hear breathing
No,
anymore.
I don't hear it now.
There's a couple times I did hear like an earthquake or hurricane. Oh. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Well, it's fixing nothing because it's not heavy breathing.
Well, I started to hear it there for a second ago.
Yeah, I wasn't even by the mic.
Okay.
I'm getting a little fed up. I really am.
Doug Kay in Southtown is on the line.
Oh, hello, Kay.
Negative.
He's not there.
Even on there, dude.
Gosh, darn it.
What about the pulmonologist from Washington University?
Yeah. They're trying to get to a payphone.
It's an empty studio with 2 people. It's as good as St. Louis is in the middle of the state. That's from Larry Thornton.
What?
We used to argue, Iggy argued that St. Louis is in the middle of the state.
No, I heard that, but what does it have to do with what we're doing now?
What does any of it make any sense?
Now I'm confused.
I think he said it's an empty studio with 2 people in it. Well, is it
There's
empty
more
or are there
ambience.
2 people in it?
There's more ambience. You're hearing noises from the corners coming in. When there's 4 of us in here, we're surrounded.
Yeah.
There's 4 people in front of mics. Now we got 2 here, and we got everything open over here.
Corner noises?
Kay in Southtown is not happy.
I'm sending
What the hell is the call-in number?
Yeah, it only gets
Like
mentioned.
it's 636-9004 TMA. Steve Schmidt Kiev North County phone lines.
Yeah.
1-888.
Calling the text line will do nothing.
You absolutely know this is going to be the most brutal call we've had all week.
Hey, I'm a mass communications graduate from SIUE. Would you guys like some help?
Kay in Southtown's on line 1.
Doug Kay in Southtown is on the Steve Schmidt Kiev North County
I'll just
phone
listen.
lines.
I'm not going to answer.
We
Hello,
will not
Kay.
participate.
Hello, Kay. Kay.
Hey, what's up, Doug? What's up, Biggie?
What up, bud?
What's up, Plowsy?
Well, everything's good here. How about you?
Good, good. Hey, I just, I've dealt with this before, and me and my partner, we listened to this show quite a bit in the studio, and we had to turn it off a few times because of the breathing. And
wow,
we deal with this in our audio recordings. And Iggy, I'm a big lemming of yours. It's definitely you, and that's fine. And I got a little exercise for you.
He seems
Breathe
open to
in through your nose. Breathe in through your nose with your mouth shut. Just regular breathing. You'll be able to hear it. But if you slightly open your mouth and become a fat mouth breather, the noise goes away. That's all the help I got for you guys.
Are you willing to try that, Iggy?
Check it out.
You're pouting now, aren't you? You're pouting.
I'm not listening to him anymore.
No, look, we know him. He's a good dude. But yeah, I just don't hear it. And I cut audio in terms of live reads, drops, cuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to hours of this show a day after the fact.
Sure
and I
you
just don't hear it.
No, you don't.
So I don't know. That's just coming from me, a person that listens not only live, but I listen back to it as well. I just don't hear it.
Well, that's right. So, Iggy, will you at least try the breathing exercises?
I don't know what he said.
He said breathe in, but not with your mouth completely closed.
I will breathe how I want to breathe.
A sliver of your mouth open.
I'll talk how I want to breathe.
What a boss move.
Yes.
Just a sliver of your mouth open.
We hear you people gaining weight. We don't say anything.
Oh, my God.
Jack's home.
We don't say anything to you. Just you be you.
Hey, Tim, I went to Audio Express in high school and bought one of those removable radios for my Chevy Blazer. Would you like me to come in to consult on your audiovisual needs? That's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
That's a nice offer.
If you've ever listened to music in general, just come on in. Open invitation.
And help us. Hit some levers. Give us breathing exercises. Yeah. That sort of thing.
Sure. Get under the table and just start, take a wrench and start cranking things like the Dickens.
Yeah, come in with a scuba mask and a snorkel on tomorrow.
I could bring flippers too.
I could bring in my CPAP.
I never use flippers.
Strap it up.
Guys, the best part is the guy who called in about the breathing was breathing so heavily that it sounded like an obscene phone call.
Yeah, I heard that.
Perfect.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Everybody breathes. I don't get why we have to stop breathing on this show.
You be you, boo.
It's the nose whistling, I think, that's gotten people upset.
Yes. Well, I have a nose trimmer, so
they're
there's no hairs
upset
on my
because
nose.
we're on air. They hate us, Doug.
The great Chris Raby or Buck Swope has to be working on a nose whistle postcard, right? Thanks. That's Dogtown Tie.
Well, they already have, and they couldn't find nothing.
There. Yeah.
Have you shaved your nose hairs?
Yes, I have a little nose thing that goes up there.
Yeah, I got the Manscaped.
And now the Manscaped thing has one, too.
I know. So, it used to be when you would sneeze, you'd look like a party favor with all the hair coming out of your nose.
I never look like that because I've never... I told you there's a guy at our grade school reunion that I said, oh, God, you got to do something with that.
You told him?
No, I didn't. I just didn't talk to him because I couldn't look at it.
Coming out of the nose?
He listened to you every day. And he started laughing. He was like, wing, wing.
Oh, the hair came out of the nose.
Oh, God, it was like a forest.
Oh.
When you see that, wouldn't you think I got to do something with it?
You would think that. You look in the mirror and say, man, I got lots of nose hairs coming out. Maybe I should trim it. Or how about you see it coming out of guys' ears, too?
Yeah,
you don't see that?
Like cotton balls. And eyebrows. I barely got eyebrows left. I trim them so much.
I love a good weight joke. How about a financial literacy joke also? Johnny Johnson not happy with you mocking listeners' weight.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that before, calling them walruses and everything and quadruple X's. Ha, 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 that's funny. Iggy says something. You idiot. You can't talk about that.
This a take.
Yeah, it's just whoever says it, I guess, is whether it works or not. Iggy said it. He's a prick. Doug said it. Funny, he called us walruses. We bought 5X. Iggy, how dare you talk about us? We'll trash you every day, but don't say anything about us.
So you're saying it's more about the messenger instead of the message?
I think so. I don't know what that
means.
means.
Is that a sketch or a bit?
No, that was just an answer to a guy texting in.
Dogtown Ty sent me an email asking if there is a shotgun start at 11:30 or rolling tea times every 7 to 10 minutes. He was going to get some drone footage before, but was also going to post up on that island par 3 on the back to get some cool shots if you're cool with that. How about that? That'll be pretty cool.
Dogtown Ty's the man.
So I emailed Jackson. Who'd I email like at 6 this morning? You.
Oh, Sean.
Sean Barnes at Gateway.
Barb.
Kelly Hanna, who is the general sales manager for 101 ESPN and for TMA. Barb Mieske, who's one of the outstanding salespeople here, and Jesse Kioski. And I wanted to make sure, because we're debating about whether or not we should tee off first or if we should tee off last. Either way, we have to be there for the whole thing, so it's not like we're, and so that's what we were trying to figure out. But at that point, once all of that's determined, then the tee times will be announced. But the tee times will be between 11:30 and 1:30 on Sunday. Doug, we will do exclusive interviews with KMOV, so that'll be helpful for Sports Sunday. So
It's my understanding that there'll be no KMOV coverage of the
you guys
Shishawali
short on
event.
cameras or something?
If anything else happens, they'll be covering that.
All the town is playing.
That's correct. That's correct.
All the anchors.
If we tee off first, then we can get in and maybe do some interviews and stuff with the groups coming in. That would just be one idea.
Well, I didn't know if somebody would be there on the first tee to answer any questions, to greet the patrons. And then that would also allow us to go out and shoot some video of the matches, although I believe Hubbard's going to have a camera there in addition to our phones. So I don't know. I was going back. Jackson and I were texting about it early this morning. What would be the better route?
I think our groups tee off at 11:30 and the other group tee off at noon, so we have a half-hour head start, so we don't have anybody hitting into us.
I just thought, the first tee, the nerves are already going to be there.
Jackson thought we'd get the best video with people missing
Right.
hideously on number one because they're nervous.
Especially if you're standing there with them.
exactly.
They see
Doug,
Tim standing
does somebody have a tougher time teeing off if I'm present? Like you're teeing off in front of Eldrick.
Well, we see how nervous Iggy gets sitting in here and putting when you're around. So I would assume yes, they'll be nervous wrecks if you're there.
That's a good point. There'll be a lot of topped tee shots.
Right, exactly.
Shanks into the fescue.
My thought process of it was, first drive of the day, maybe they didn't get enough time on the range. You combine that with all four of us being up there watching and other patrons behind you and video element of it, we could get someone who may whiff, and that would be like the first video we play.
Yes.
Wondering how many mustard stains there'll be on shirts.
Oh.
Well, I said it before, there was a lot of people putting this year's ass in last year's shorts.
This year's ass in last year's shorts.
I've never heard such a thing.
That's how it was last PCC. So hopefully that returns this year.
Yeah, let's hope that tradition continues.
Beer Cats is not happy. He says, did he just say they could find nothing for an audio postcard about the nose breathing/whistling? Challenge accepted. Monday was absolutely ridiculous in segment 2. Acting like this isn't an issue because Dumb and Dumber don't hear it is asinine. That's from Beer Cats. Doug, it sounds like he is going to pull audio now.
Well, who are you calling Dumb or Dumber? Because Tim doesn't hear it, Doug doesn't hear it, I don't hear it, Plowsy doesn't hear it, and Jackson doesn't hear it. So that's 5 people. Who's Dumb and Dumber?
He just
Dumbass.
got to clean up the
Right there at the end, you got him. Right at the end, you got him.
He got the purple hat, red dress group coming in and got to clean out the patio. Douche.
I didn't follow that.
Oh, you never heard of those groups? It's like they're like nationwide. I think they wear purple garments and like have red hats and they like eat together once a month. It's usually 75 to 85-year-old ladies.
Oh, okay. They go to the Angry Beaver downtown.
The point was
Wild Choice Bird.
Yeah, I was saying they're going to the Angry Beaver, so Beer Cats has to clean off the entire patio.
Oh.
That's why he's pissed.
I'm not mentioning that place anymore. They're giving him free pub all the time.
Well, there's no.
Does he actually have equity?
No, but he's there all the time. So.
Oh, well, I mean,
he ain't got a 401k.
He may be busting tables. I don't know, and he'll get more tips. So in case that is his job, I don't want to give him any more money.
on the off chance Beer Cats is bussing tables at the Angry Beaver.
Well, he's there helping out. He just doesn't go in there and hang out all day. Whatever he's told to do, he'll. Okay.
Dave in St. Peter's has just provided what he calls timestamps. Doug, he's the one you met, but he doesn't iron his shirt.
He's not iron his shirts at all. Yeah, he's a
Please
wrinkled
play
mess.
the YouTube feed from 4140 and 5145 on April 18th and 21815 from April 21st. Dave, St. Peters.
Well, this guy's worse than the guy keeping the
I'm
graphs.
good. I can't even give you credit for that.
Munganass
and
golf.
play it. That's creepy. No.
Go ahead and play it. I don't care.
Oh, hell no.
We're not going to hear anything.
I'd have to actually open up and find it and call her out, and I'm just not able to do that today. I'm gonna have
That's the
Jackson
extra work she's talking
I think I'm going to have Jackson pull it up and do it all. So
Doug, I mean, Pepper and Genie is on, but Pepper and Genie is sideways with the audio.
Right. Get ready for P&G, boy.
Yeah, I mean, Pepper and Genie today might be one for the 8. How long are you guys going to go today?
We may go until we blast everybody.
It won't
There's a
take
checklist
long.
on the wall.
Take names.
Yeah, it's...
Jesus, Plowsy, dial back the weed. Even your jokes are becoming incoherent. That's
I
from the
didn't
319.
understand my joke either. I'm super high, but that doesn't matter.
When did you get high?
I have a work ethic.
When have you had time to get high? You've been sitting in here for 3 hours.
I do heavy show prep before the show, and it kind of just
Settles in.
Kind of like, a morphine drip. Like, it just knows when it needs
Really?
to be.
It gets bigger later in the day.
Yeah, it kind of kicks in. Not throughout the whole day, but certainly that joke, I don't understand what I just said. So,
Even your eyes aren't as open, quite as wide as they were before.
Yeah. Just ready for P&G.
I thought if you smoke marijuana, it hits you immediately, but you're saying it takes...
It certainly hits me immediately, but, I get some snacks in my belly and it kind of goes away.
Oh.
And then, when you get into a hot take like I just did, it kind of...
It was hot.
Jackson says we have to break. He just texted me, concerned.
At 9:40.
We got a show, and they won't be happy today with both the Blues and the Cardinals losing. So this will be a rough one for both of us. And I know Jackson's just dying to weave in a jaw take after his dunk last night and the Grizzlies winning.
I mentioned that's a small one today when Michelle Smallman walked in. I said, "What are you going to talk about today? 2 losses." She goes, "NBA was great." I go, "Jackson tries to get
Yeah, look at that, Jackson. You're changing the whole format at 101 ESPN.
It's a decently popular sport,
Oh, now Jackson's snippy. Man, Doug, what's happening?
An attitude.
He's going to go in there with the mitts and just straight scorch earth on those.
That's right. Watch your backs, 101 listeners.
I don't think you have a problem with any of them listening to this, just based on my 4-month research project. You can text in 314-881-TMA5. You can call in 636-9004-TMA. You can email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. We are in the Michelob Ultra Studios. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Closing out the appliances counters, 8 o'clock hour. Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour next.
Patio season is quickly approaching St. Louis, and you know that Rosalia's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. Rosalia's friendly staff serves up tableside guac, pilot-high nachos, a full array of classic Mexican dishes, and the most delicious house and specialty margaritas. When you're craving a marg, you know the best are at Rosalia's. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and let Rosalia's cater your next event. Check out rosaliascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Yeah, you'll be part of it this year, won't you?
I don't play golf. I've never played golf.
Yeah, you hate golf, but
I do. But I could, drive everybody around.
Yeah,
Doug?
That's what Lisa Ann does.
Just driving the golf cart's more fun than playing golf.
I agree with you.
you can caddy for me. I already have it.
Clip that off.
Caddy for me.
Fire the other caddy. She would caddy for
Maybe I'll caddy for you have listeners that buy in and raise money.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe I can be a celebrity caddy for some of your crazy listeners.
That actually is a great idea.
Sign
the
me
people
up.
are falling in love with you here. Not that that's surprising. Doug, the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves, is active.
Oh, God.
He says, "Hey, Tim, Lauren is the second person after you that has a lifetime standing reservation now at Olive and Oak and free access to my house account. She will never pay for a thing ever. My wife and I are in love." That's from the recovering alcoholic.
I love it.
How about that?
You know how hard it is to get to Olive and Oak?
Now you got a hookup.
We tried to lunch there one time, and we couldn't even get a damn...
We did.
It's so crowded.
Iggy, Lauren, and I were going to do lunch at Olive and Oak.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get in?
Yeah.
I don't think that's where was it? I think it was closed that day, actually.
Oh, yeah, we were walking around Webster.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no way Tim's not getting in.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Iggy.
Wow.
Don't lay it on quite so thick.
Well, I'm pretty sure I could get in, too.
Not if every table's taken,
Yeah, they find a place for me.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. They tell you to go down the street to the McDonald's there in Old Orchard.
They would say, "Iggy, come this way."
They wouldn't rouse somebody from the table and let you in.
Iggy, come this way.
I don't know that they
come
would.
this way.
They would do a special chef's table.
To the back exit.
Wow, Learn's the greatest. Me and my sorority sisters are watching live here in Como. That's from Mudjack Mike. Doug, what a unique name for a gentleman who's...
And he got into a sorority, which is good. But everybody's gender fluid these days.
Yeah, inclusive.
Guys, Learn's water tumbler has sunflowers on it. Is this foreshadowing? That's from Ray King.
This is from my husband, actually. Sorry, guys. This is a gift, so unfortunately...
And it's just a reminder, Iggy, that she does indeed have a husband.
I do have a
I
husband.
have met Tim. I know she has a husband. He's a great guy.
And he's a great guy.
Iggy has planted some sunflowers back in the burying grounds where he's laid to rest all his pretties.
I know. I get tagged in so many sunflower gifts.
Yeah, I know. It's just
It's
kinda
pretty.
sad. It's either that or it's me.
Where did that even start? I feel like you were here. Look at my sunflowers, and I was like, ugh.
Well, just like I don't know where the nervousness started. You know, Iggy's nervous. Lauren's coming in.
At least jittery.
Yeah, never. But I don't.
Well, no, it started when you came in to do the podcast the first time. First time we met, really, right?
Right. Yeah.
And Iggy set it up, and you wrote out some questions.
Oh, God.
And he was walking back and forth when we could see him in the studio. And you're like, why isn't he coming in? I go, I don't know.
You were doing the podcast. The red light was on. I'm not going to barge in.
It's not like we're doing network news.
But I try to be.
But you said you had a grade school reunion with your buddy Jimmy Regan and the Boondock Saints or whatever it was.
Right.
Mickey Regan.
Total lie.
It wasn't. Mickey Regan and Jimmy Moran. The Flad Street Boys. Flad Avenue Boys.
No.
I just met you a few weeks before that at the Hot Shots, and I met you before that. You don't remember.
I don't remember.
It was at a concert.
You don't remember meeting Iggy?
I don't.
It was a concert. I said, I was a nobody. You don't know me. That was a pretty big deal.
I see a lot of white dudes. A lot of white dudes walk up to me at concerts and are like, "Hey there!" So it's hard to keep everybody
so
together.
Remember. But then we did the Hot Shots thing.
Yeah, and how was that for you? That was nice.
I had fun.
Yeah, I had fun too.
And I'm still upset that you, on that podcast, you blamed the smoke on me.
I did. Yeah.
I went outside and smoked. Jay smoked in front
But the smell came in with your clothes.
Well, I was outside smoking. I didn't smoke
And that Hot Shots allows smoke. That's the one
I know,
in
but
Fenton.
I still went outside. I don't smoke inside.
Why did you go out? I mean, you could have just, your smoke was blending in with everybody else's smoke.
I didn't smoke. I went outside and smoked. Even when we do TMA Lives, you can smoke inside. I go out and smoke. I don't smoke at the table.
Smell gets on your clothes.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Well,
at least I'm outside. I'm not smoking in front of people that don't smoke.
Here's the thing. I grew up in a smoky household. My dad, my dad died of lung cancer. So I cannot stand smelling like cigarette smoke.
I don't either. That's why I don't smoke in my house. It's not fair to the people that don't smoke to come to. Not a lot of people are coming to my house, but it's not fair for them to smell smoke. They don't smoke, so I smoke outside, even though I live alone.
Guys, Ken is clearly rattled. That's from eating his junk.
God Almighty, it's never going to end. And Nikki Glazer didn't help any by going on Courtney's show and said, "Yeah, he just seems so nervous."
Yeah, that added fuel to the fire, Lauren.
Yeah,
when Nikki Glazer went from our studio to say, "Yeah, I felt like I was making his dreams come true," and he was so nervous, though.
Yeah.
But now we're coworkers, so you can't be nervous.
I'm never nervous.
Shut off.
Heidkamp Masonry, a local commercial union masonry contractor, is currently hiring experienced and inexperienced bricklayers and laborers. College is expensive, but there are other options. At Heidkamp, future professionals can learn a lifelong trade skill and begin working right away. Since 1964, Heidkamp Masonry has had a hand in iconic jobs, including Busch Stadium, Traditions Plaza at the University of Missouri, and many more. With projects in St. Louis, Columbia, Kansas City, Des Moines, and everywhere in between, there's a spot for you at Heidkamp. Call 636-230-5973 and begin your new career today.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
Enterprise Contracting is your locally owned and operated storm damage insurance claims specialist in roofing, siding, and gutter replacement and repair. They can help evaluate your home for storm damage from hail and wind that the St. Louis area continually receives year-round. Work with the great Connor Lee at Enterprise Contracting. Give them a call and just mention the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM at 314-455-5000. That's 314-455-5000.
105.7 HD2. The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Oh, it's so good.
Definitely good. No one can hear it.
Doug, you see the air guitar being played?
I see it, and I don't like it at all.
I can't see the other hand, so I'll tell you.
And you close your eyes like you're really straining to hit those notes.
Pick it, Santana. So good.
Doug, is it so good?
Well, it's better the way Iggy plays it, because I can tell just by the motion of his fingers that he would be better than Santana.
You said it, not me. I mean,
Welcome back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. Boy, the design, air, heating, and cooling email today could be one for the ages here today.
We got a legend in the inbox today.
A legend coming back like Jordan, wearing the 4-5.
That's right.
Henshin?
Brian Henshin?
West County turkey baster?
Stay tuned. Gotta get better at teasing.
Oh my goodness, Doug! Who is going to be in the design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day at 9:45?
Rat in Bloomsdale has struck.
You can guess all you want. I'm not going to tell you. But it's a legend.
This will be a moment. That's coming up in 15 minutes. Action Jackson and I will be doing Balloon Party on 101 ESPN coming up at 10 o'clock. It's 1 hour of
sports talk.
Well, yeah. We give takes. Real good ones.
Hot ones?
Many of them hot in nature.
And then, of course, Pepper and Jeannie, the wrap-up show. And Iggy, today you think it might be a couple hours?
I hope not.
Well, I was thinking about that, but I got a busy day.
Uh-oh.
Well, I got Pepper and Jeannie, and then
That's,
PGA
what's, 10 minutes?
Well, PGA Pro, I would have gone an hour today. I got things, me and Plaza got things to clear up.
What do you have to clear up?
I'm excited.
The last hour.
The nose breathing stuff?
Yeah, but PGA Pro Dan's meeting me up here today to give me some goodies.
What's he giving you?
It's a busy day. He's meeting you up here.
I got the new TaylorMade Stealth coming. Just in time for Mark Cooper.
You're going to bust out a new driver given to you just in time for the Shishawali first round event.
That's right.
Are you hesitant to bring a new club into play just 4 days before arguably the most important match of your life?
No. I mean, I hit it at Golf Galaxy, and I loved it. It's going to be the same club I pretty much hit, just a different shaft. And but I'll play it today. We're playing today, so I'll play it today. And then
we're playing with Mark Milton, STL Taxler today. He invited us to his track.
He's got the suspension log, you know.
He does, STLTaxLawyer.com.
Yeah,
Great
you got
Mark Milton.
IRS
And I think it's Mark and Iggy against me and Jackson. I think that's what it is.
So, me, a couple of 20s.
I'm nervous we're going to be forking over some cash today, Tim.
Well, I'm a liability right now for anybody who's partnered with me.
I haven't played Glen Echo in probably 10 years either, so...
Doug, a long par 3, about 200, is it 238 yards, do you know?
Feels longer.
I don't know.
That's like
I only played it once. It was about 30 years ago, and it was snowing while I was playing.
Won't have that problem.
Even Cletus, I guess.
That's where my bar mitzvah was at Glen Echo.
Was it?
Yep.
So I have that, but before that, I have PGA Pro Dan coming up. We got Pepper and Jeannie. I have to go pick up fish.
Is that going to sit in the car while we play at Glen Echo?
No, I'll pick
it.
Let that fish marinate in North County, boy.
Bring it to your golf tournament.
No, Fabulous Fish Co. is like 5 minutes from my house.
Well, they have great fish, too.
Pick it up and bring it back and put it in the
Man, you really
refrigerator.
do just Maryland Heights it up. I didn't know Fabulous Fish was right around the area, too.
Well, it's right in Bridgeton, right off of...
Rock Road.
I just take...
You got an address?
I don't have an address. It's right off the Rock Road in Bridgeton.
Everything's off the Rock Road in Bridgeton.
Well, it's like 2 exits away. if I take 270, I go 1 exit past 70.
Yeah, sure.
There's Rock Road. I make a left. I'm there in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I come home, throw it in the refrigerator, and I take a shower every morning, so I don't have to do that. Just pick out what I'm going to wear. It's a country club, so I got to get a belt.
That's the rule of country club.
Yeah, you have to tuck in your shirt and wear a belt. What am I hijacking? Just ask me what I was doing today. Just answer the question.
We were just looking for a little itinerary.
Well, I gave it to you. That's my day.
I did love how it started out as staying here and doing Pepper and Jeannie, and then also staying here because PGA Pro Dan dropping off a club. But there is a lot of work. The Fabulous Fish and golf, obviously, but how you started it made it sound like you didn't have a lot. But certainly there...
It turns into a lot.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. And no fishing, no cooking show tonight.
There will be no cooking show tonight.
I mean, we're teeing off. I won't be home till 6.
Doug, what time are we
6?
teeing off? Do you know? Are you covering this or not?
No, not covering that either.
I guess I'll bring up the Instagram, the TMA_Instagram, TMA_STL for our commentary. Bring it back, Iggy and Raby, I was on the call of that. This is my first call since that match, so I got to make sure I'm in form for Sunday's Michelob Ultra Fan Page Club Championship.
And I'll probably sell 3 or 4 stealths after this.
Okay.
You think you're going to sell the drivers because everyone wants to be just like you on the golf course?
No, they just like hitting new clubs.
Why don't you bring a hot plate and at like 10 or 11 at Glen Echo, just set up a little fire. Do your little
Right on the
cooking.
putting green.
All right, what's not putting? Hold on, I got to turn over this grouper.
Members Ken Strode is cooking fish greenside today. Please come up for lunch. Skip Berkmeyer is skeptical on this liability talk he just texted me. Send some video. I'm just in a swing. He knows I'm in Doug. I'm in swing change. That's fine. It's part of the deal. So what I'm saying when I'm a liability is my handicap. I'm going to be giving strokes. I mean, my God, I'm going to be giving you 15. I'll be giving Mark 18. So yeah, that's not going to be easy. That's my point. If we were all playing straight up, I'm confident that I would probably have the lowest score. But if I'm given 15, 18 strokes, I'm going to lose money.
But Jackson's getting some too to offset some of our holes.
Jackson will be getting, what are you, Jackson, 14?
13 and a half.
Yeah. So, anyway, whatever. It's fine. It's part of the deal.
Fun. We're just out there having fun. If we lose a couple bucks, so what?
I've got 1,000 in cash, and I expect to come home with, 200 maybe.
How many gift certificates?
Yeah, it's all gift certificates.
Mine's trade. I'll be trading.
They're all from Dr. Biondo.
I'll be giving out.
For some reason, he drops them off here. I can't figure it out.
Pasta House gift card.
No, I got a $75 gift card to Norwood Hills.
Still some from Surf and Sirloin and Three Kings, too. They're just, I don't know, lingering.
I'll be giving out Grint memberships.
You're giving out Grints?
Yeah, so like if I lose $100, it's just going to be, here's 2 or 3 Grint memberships.
Yeah, but how do you pay the other 98?
I'll throw in like a Celtics defensive rotation take as well. It's a good bargain.
You got a $75 Norwood Hills Country Club gift card coming your way.
Oh, wow, but it has expired.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
Jackson, can you tell the people about Mark Haney's with Evergreen Wealth Strategies?
Love to. Mark Hanna is the best in the business. You don't have to give out Grint memberships if you lose money, but if you work with someone like Mark Hanna, you know the importance of saving. You know that saving is crucial. Maybe not so much the amount, especially when you're young like me, but just the act of doing it every month is so important. And that's just one of the many pieces of great advice that Mark Hanna will give to you if you start working with Mark Hanna. So if you don't have anybody, if you don't have a plan, nobody you work with, if you just put money in a savings account or, you kind of just do it willy-nilly, that's a bad idea.
Willy-nilly.
It's a bad idea, but working with someone like Mark Hanna is a great idea. So get in touch with him today. He's a wonderful human being. He's extremely intelligent. He cares about all of our listeners. So get in touch with him. He'll get you straightened out. And if you already have somebody, I'd probably consider making the switch because Mark truly is the best in the business.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. Our Tullamore Dew toast. Here's to making a big whiskey in a small town, to keeping your feet on the ground and your eyes on the prize, to the fan pinners in our lives, not to the likes in our phone, to a genuine toast over 1,000 hot guys. I mean high fives. Tullamore Dew, Irish whiskey, the world's most popular, least famous Irish whiskey, Tullamore Dew. And now you are thinking about it. What do you think? What do you think about it?
Absolutely thinking about it.
Carlos Spicy Wiener says, yeah, real busy day, guys. Part of my 12 work hour day consists of pacing the halls, hoping to see Learn while I wait for a listener to give me a free new club before I go golf for 4 hours for the guy who handles my 1040 Easy and explains withholding every year to me. Also got to make sure I go pick up my Merrimack River catch of the day to make dinner for myself in the studio's microwave. But I'm going to cancel my Facebook Live, disappointing an audience of 13. Yep, busy day. May not even have time for the typical Dillian nightcap. That's from Carlos Spicy.
He'll have time for that. He'll fill that one in.
You can go off on me all you want, Spicy Wiener. Don't ever call that Merrimack whatever.
Merrimack Fresh Catch.
Yeah, go on their website. It's the best fish you'll ever have.
None of it comes out of the Merrimack?
No, it all comes out of the Gulf or the Atlantic or the Pacific.
Was it necessarily bad because it comes out of the Merrimack?
What are you going to eat out of the Merrimack?
I don't know. What's in it?
Catfish, carp, drum.
I like
drum.
Catfish.
I don't know. If you go to the Mississippi, you kind of got that flavoring you can't find.
Yeah, kind of a muddy, gritty flavor.
You talking brine?
Oh, there's brine. There is 100% brine in that Mississippi.
Well, would the catfish be any good?
No.
No.
No, I shouldn't. People like catfish. I don't happen to like it. I think it's fatty, it's greasy, and it eats nothing but trash. I caught a catfish once. We opened up the gut. There was a beer can in there.
No. In a catfish?
Yeah, they just eat anything off the bottom. They just slurp everything up.
I'm starting to hear the breathing again.
Well, I just I just did a slurping.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was again.
Nothing against catfish. A lot of people like catfish. Some
I like
people
catfish
A lot of
bites.
people like crappie. I don't know, it's all bone. It's hard to. I guess if you get a big slab, you can fillet a crappie.
What about bluegill? You like bluegill?
No, it's similar to crappie. Any panfish, there's just so much bone. And bluegill don't get big enough where you can fillet it. So
Yeah,
you're
you need
frying
a
the whole
lot.
thing, and all you got is bone.
You need a lot of them to make a meal out of it, for sure.
But I won't be cooking bluegill or crappie.
Guys, I'm playing Glen Echo today as well, and if Ken fires a ball into my group, it is on. That's from Hedonism Chuck.
Yeah, you're nowhere near Glen Echo.
Don't bring the bread.
You're going to hit the ball into anybody? You won't today. Not there. You
Not at a
won't.
country club.
You'll have a belt on.
And it's not my club. I'm not going to embarrass Mark.
Not my club.
You know, I've never hit anybody at Westboro when I play with Tim.
That's right.
Not yet.
That's a tight
It's not for
track.
lack of trying.
Normandy, different story.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Mug and Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Woo!
This won't take long at all.
Well, Iggy with a big win last week, Doug. And he has a 2-goal lead as we head to Mexico for this event that is got everybody talking.
Yeah, nobody.
Clamoring.
Yeah, Doug, I'll just tell you right now, you probably have the best shot of winning out of that box you've ever had because
Well, I
this
have
lineup
a
of mine.
pretty good shot every week because I
No,
won
you
almost
don't.
half of them.
I put no thought into this.
Well, I never
It's
get
a
to put
terrible field. There's no. You can't go back and look at prior record here. It's a first-time event. Other than John Rahm, if John Rahm doesn't win this, there's something wrong with his game because he is going against nothing but crap.
Well, you know. Wow. That's a harsh way to speak of these other pro golfers.
I've been mixing these names up, and I haven't heard of one of them yet. So.
Wait till these 6 players I got, and I took all 50,000 for these 6 players.
Okay, just give us a quick name.
All right, first player, Nick Taylor.
Taylor.
Go
Okay.
with Canada, who usually plays well in Mexico.
Okay.
I don't know. I never looked at it.
Okay.
Doug, here you go. It's a big moment for you in your career.
The biggest.
Nate Lashley.
Nate Lashley is on the team.
Okay.
Welcome, Nate.
I think they did pretty well on the team last week.
Okay.
Yeah. And no critiquing at all.
None.
Scott Stallings, there's
Okay,
number 2.
just like that. Just like very matter of fact. Okay. You'd like me to draw no, wouldn't you? Okay.
Take a look.
Okay. Rafa Cabrera Bello.
Sponsor exemption.
Oh, is that right? He's on a sponsorship?
7,400.
Is he old?
Yeah, he can't play anymore. Yeah, I think half of Mexico got sponsors exemption in this tournament.
Oh, did they?
He's Spanish.
No, Latin.
Perfect. Looking forward to KJ O'Town's TikTok.
That one was tough.
Airball.
It's a tough one, though.
I just try to cover myself by not knowing where he's from, but I thought maybe Chile. Just a guy that's been playing well. Then go Chris.
Well, they're all Wisconsin players.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chris
It's
Kirk.
not very close to
Chris
Mexico.
Kirk?
Chris Kirk.
Latin.
I do got a guy named Latin on my team. Not close.
There's a guy named Latin playing?
Yeah, Latino.
You got two.
Lanto.
I got Nick Taylor.
Ooh.
Well, I got him too. You can keep him and throw away.
Keep that note.
Oh, and I got Patrick Reed.
Preed's playing in this thing?
Yeah.
10,000.
How did you pick 2
Not many
names?
I
cameras.
thought I had 1 and 2 fell out. If I'd put it back, you'd accuse me of cheating. So
Well,
I'll
you
take
throwing
those
back
2.
Nick Taylor and keeping Pat Reed?
I'll keep both of those.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know I do have Nick Taylor, right?
Well, that's who I picked, so that's who I'll keep.
Well, you don't have to.
I know, but I think I will.
Doug,
So
throw
now you
out
get to
Nick
keep the
Taylor.
other player. You picked out a turn.
No, 2 of them fell out of the box.
Doug's
I'll
gonna
keep-
fight you.
So those will be 4 of my 6.
Well, you picked out a turn.
Does it matter?
I'll allow it.
Does it matter?
Did this tournament matter?
All right, well, I got to
Out
pick.
of
I'll go
turn.
2 in a row then. to catch
Okay,
up.
go.
All right,
Oh my God, that's what I do.
I think it's the 3rd highest right there. Gary Woodland and Tyler Duncan.
Wait, that's out of turn.
Well, you're 1 ahead of me because you picked 2 names.
Oh God,
Cheater.
yeah. It's all going to be played under protest now.
I'm not protesting this field. You probably will win.
Who'd you just pick, E?
Gary Woodland and Tyler Duncan.
Sorry, there's a bun that you did.
Cameron Tringali.
Yeah, okay.
Iggy, once again, who's your 5th player?
Tyler Duncan.
Thank you.
You just go down to the bottom and work your way up.
And you just picked Kent Tringali, Doug?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And my final pick, Lanto Griffin.
Okay.
And that's who you said whose name is Latin?
Yeah,
No,
okay.
close.
Lanto sounds Latin.
I said Latino, Grandpa.
Well, I don't even know what's going on.
Taylor Moore.
I think there's like a stroke.
Oh, God
Taylor Moore.
almighty.
Welcome to the team, Taylor.
Nice job, Taylor.
Taylor Moore.
Well, that was a hell of a.
Well, Beer Cat's not happy with the exchange at all. Guys, half of Mexico got sponsors exemption. Well, he's Spanish. Well, whatever. I thought he was maybe from Chile.
Well, he's not one of them, but a lot of Mexicans got sponsor exemptions. They wanted their own guys on the PGA Tour who aren't exempt in the field. And God, it's a terrible field. I mean, they're filling it with guys from the finished 50th on the Korn Ferry Tour money list.
What's the event next week? I don't recall at this time of year.
Wells
Like, this is
Fargo?
usually the time of the year, or excuse me, these kinds of events are usually kind of in the off season. To just be
Wells
totally
Fargo.
tuned out of back-to-back weeks.
And
on
to
the
throw
PGA
a
Tour.
Mexico in there, which is a first-time event, and they already have the WGC in Mexico.
But they didn't have it this year.
Yeah,
This is taking the place of it.
Yeah, so just put another new event in there, which signed a 3-year contract, I think, with this venue.
This next upcoming term is the Wells Fargo in Potomac, Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this field is not good.
Johnny Johnson is complaining about the plowboy being on his phone. The Walrus King says, Ellen is right. Can't somebody else write these names down?
I was looking up Ted Duncan guy. I didn't even know he existed as a golfer. He was the one guy I never heard of.
Yeah.
I mean, the audience. Doug, the audience was...
They're never happy with
They
us.
are so
They're
bad
never-
at life. It just
They're
kills
bad
me.
at life?
Oh, they're the worst.
This
at
Pepper and Genie.
Yeah, this one's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah, get ready.
For the audience, it's watching this. It's like looking in on about a 4th grade class and
From
saying, "Hey,
eating a
these people are
yogurt?
all over the place." Well, that's we're 4th graders.
I didn't
We
even
all,
make.
we all have the temperament of about a 10-year-old.
I didn't make Jackson come in and hold the box.
You did not.
Although he
no.
did cut all the names and put them in the box, but nonetheless,
I like doing that.
I held that box up myself.
I didn't even play this week. I'm not even playing this week. I played this because it's sponsored, and
You're just dismissing it because you think there's
James
a
is
chance you
kind
might
enough
lose,
to
and
put
you're going
money
to say,
in
"Well,
for
I
the
didn't
kids."
care."
But I
Doug, you think he's covering his ass? That's what you're saying?
I'm not playing my own money this week. It's awful. I don't know why John Rahm's in the field, to be honest with you.
Maybe he'd like to win some money.
I mean, he's from Spain.
Maybe that's got something to do with it.
Hey, we might be able to play a little earlier today. I don't know with what you have going on, Iggy. My meeting. Doug, we have a title sponsor on Balloon Party, but the meeting was pushed back to next week, so that's why we were going to tee off a little later.
Okay.
For I don't know if you guys had things going on. I just got an email from a salesperson here.
You heard my schedule.
You got the fish.
Boys
You
love
got
it,
PJ
too.
Protein.
So he can't tee off till 2.
As long as I got time to upload Hot Love and a little text.
That's right.
Hot Love.
I mean, I'll finish up Pepper and Genie. I'll meet PG or Pro Dan. I'll go pick up the fish. I'll go home and dress. So, I mean...
Will you stop anywhere between here and home?
Yeah, to get fish.
Okay, but gas or soda?
No, I got gas yesterday.
Snick snack.
I filled up my car yesterday for $40.
That hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's not much.
No, because in my Corolla, I don't have to fill it up that often. Great gas mileage in the.
Yeah, but you probably don't put miles on your car though.
No, I don't.
This drive
To and from work.
Doug, ladies and gentlemen, Jackson deep teased it. We have a huge design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day coming up here in a matter of moments as one of the all-time greats has returned, and I just saw who it was, and this is unbelievable.
Really?
Nice.
This is unbelievable. This is, from my standpoint, somebody who, even with a short career, can be considered a Hall of Famer. That's how good this guy
Really?
was in a short period of time.
We have initials?
You're going to get it in a matter of moments.
Okay.
In a matter of moments, your thirst will be quenched. Hey, check out the merch at tmastlshop.com, and you can get golf shirts. And we're going to have TMA head covers.
What?
How about that?
Yes, sir.
Chris Heck, who are you playing him, Plowhawk?
Potentially.
Raby is.
He's a phenomenal
Look at the
human
schedule,
being.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. Thank you, Iggy, for doing it.
Love you, Chris.
Yeah, Plowhawk is playing Sean Kirk. And by the way, if you do look at these things, these are not seedings.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a
I
one
mean,
seed
there's
in any
yes,
of them.
yeah. I wouldn't be a one seed. And Sean Kirk and Chris Heck is a 3 handicaps, probably like one of the
Heck's
third
a
lowest
beast.
handicaps in the whole thing.
Anyway, he came up with this, and he contacted Jackson and me about TMA head covers. And when are those going to be available, Jackson? Because you wrapped up all of that yesterday. Tip of the cap to you for handling that.
Oh, appreciate it. Probably first or second week of May, they'll be available for maybe pre-order.
They look good, man.
They look super sweet, and we'll do a little bundle deal with the golf shirt. You can get a little two-for deal.
Bundle it up. Watch my ball trundle.
So you can get like the TMA golf pack for the summer, but they're like, this is like high quality. These aren't like, we're not just like writing TMA on a white sock.
No, they're really well. I think he's doing them for like area high schools.
Yeah. He this is like a company he runs, so it's
tip of the cap.
It's really awesome
Sippy
stuff.
mask as well.
He did what?
Like the sippy mask thing. Like
he
created that. He had an LLC for that, so he's
smart guy.
Super smart guy. Great. Him and Raby, who I potentially will play next. There's not a bad matchup there for that. Both great dudes.
TMASTLshop.com. Check things out. Hats, golf shirts, T-shirts and golf shirts. Hats will be coming at some point. And head covers will be up here shortly as well as we continue to build our TMA merch, TMASTLshop.com. And if you're interested in a sound story for Mother's Day, 10% off using the promo code TMA. That's on a gift certificate, and then you can use the gift certificate anytime with me, with Doug, or with Learn of Casey95. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. And Young, revisiting the 8 a.m. discussion. The nose whistling is definitely back, but it's not all bad. Why? Because now we can actually anticipate hijackings. Yep, I picked up on it during yesterday's opening segment. The breathing starts out subtly at first, but then begins picking up tempo with a delightfully obnoxious, high-pitched whistling noise added in. Then it stops as old man Wrinkle storms the dais with his latest fable about Jackie bit a bowling ball. My favorite is when the passengers barricade the cockpit and deny the hijacking. In response, Boots seems to hold his breath as a bratty protest. How do I know this? Because there's a long pause in the whistling, followed by a soft panting as Mr. Smokestack tries to regain his breath, lest he pass out. It's really great. Thanks. It's from #1 Asian intern and show columnist Brian Henshin. Head to IndyStar.com and TMASTL.com for a recap of today's show, a deep dive on Plowsy's porn pitch to management, and review of the debut of Pepper and Jeannie.
Brian Henshin, first email submission of the day.
The Illinois Little League season got underway last night. My son got the game-tying hit in his team's final at-bat. Trailing 2-1 with a runner on third base, his hit tied the score at 2, and the crowd went wild. It should have been a moment of pride and happiness, but I couldn't stop thinking about the other team's head coach. He looked like a bowling ball with legs and arms, a man's man with a classic walrus body. I gawked at his grundle. I yearned for his flab. I imagined his naked blubber pressing against my bare torso. If he laid on top of me, I'd likely suffocate under the weight of his frame, but I wouldn't care. I longed for that coach the same way Jackson longs for Gareth. I imagined him rubbing the baseballs with mud and almost hollered, "I want to taste you!" But then I remembered what Jesus said as he handed Moses the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not covet another man's ass. Therefore, my fantasies will sadly remain fantasies, and I'll never get to know how good it feels to be crushed under another man's naked haunches.
Oh, don't say haunches.
If every opposing coach in the league looks this appetizing, I'm afraid that I just won't be able to control myself. Do you guys have any advice for how I can safely attend my son's baseball games without revealing my secret desires to bang all of the other fathers? Thanks, that's the JV golf coach. Doug, any advice? You've been a...
Well... Dave, how about watch the game? Is it possible you could watch the game and not be so distracted by just another gentleman in a T-shirt and shorts sitting there watching 8-year-olds play baseball? You can't just take 2 minutes off from your grotesque, twisted lifestyle to just watch a little ball? That's my suggestion.
Hey, guys, what are we talking about? Oh, the Cardinals provided the Mound City faithful with another night of baseball excellence, adding 3 whole hits to the lofty offensive numbers they're putting up against the Metropolitans of New York. And if we can just get hot and only play those teams that are very publicly trying to lose as many games as possible, we could have one heck of a season. Well, that's cool, but Plowboy was to talk about a boner he had in 8th grade. Yep, turns out that over 20 years ago, the Canton School for Simple-Minded Hill Folk put on a jackass production of a Dickens Christmas Carol, and implies he scored the big role of Moses. Anyway, it was just about time for the show's big number when Moses sings the Ten Commandments to Ebenezer Scrooge. When Popeye caught a glimpse of a 12-year-old showing cleavage, just cattywampus from him, and popped a boner so memorable he's still talking about it decades later. Oh, look, an unhinged woman who can't hear a damn thing we're saying is on the line to yell about us not doing more to prevent a grown-ass man from having to write down a single name on a piece of paper one time a day. What's that, Doug? It's time for us, for no apparent reason whatsoever, to bring a bikini fitness model in. For a conversation about pretty much nothing. Well, that's cool, but I'm just going to sit in the back and listen as quiet as a mouse. Just pretend I'm not here at all. 10 seconds later, bang, 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 bang. Microphone scratching, tap, 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 bang, bang. Is this thing on? Hello, hello. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey, guys, sorry to interrupt, but how am I supposed to sit here in complete silence if my mic's not working? F it. I'm going to go smoke and see if Hubbard finally turned on their damn fountain. Thanks, that's from Timmy Tom Tom.
Timmy Tom Tom.
Oh, my God. And finally, Doug, the return of Matt who bowls at Hanks. I mean, he just disappeared, and he's back. All right, Aunt Nancy and Miss Fancy, I'm tired of the talk. Iggy/Cletus versus Hank/Callahan. Alternate shot for $100 a hole. We'll iron out the details Sunday and book it. Hey, Dougie, long time no see. Let's say for old time's sake we get those legs akimbo and reciprocate some cat baths. The two of us can really stink up a room, huh? When we're bored with that, I can get after those pierced nipples like a hungry baby.
What?
Don't forget to grab some Cadbury cream eggs on your way out. There's nothing wrong with them. We just have too much. Iggy and Cleety versus Matty and Toddy. Alty, Shoddy, Hundy, Holy, Whittle, Dougie, Wuggy. Thanks, Matt, who bowls and Hanks is back.
I'm not sure what a lot of that meant.
I love the final line. There's nothing wrong with what I said too much.
Okay.
And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Show me what you got, little mom.
Well, I guess I got to go with Timmy Tom Tom. I guess that's who I'd go with, Timmy Tom Tom.
Yeah, I was hoping for more from Mandibles and Hanks.
Wow.
Since he hasn't been in for a while, I figured he'd... it wasn't a bad email, but it's good to have you back. Please continue to email in, but unfortunately, Timmy Tom Tom wins today.
Timmy Tom Tom has just taken a maybe 2-goal lead. It might only be a 1-goal lead over the JV golf coach. We are going to figure that out at some point today, Jackson.
Yeah.
You are going to re-listen to every Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day this month to retally.
Definitely April 8th.
Sorry,
from there,
Ellen.
we'll see.
Sorry, Ellen. Jackson's going to do that.
So Timmy Tom Tom with his 3rd win of the month. Jackson and I are about to head down the hallway to just kind of take the high hard one here. The Blues lost, the Cardinals lost, and Jackson's going to weave in some jaw takes, and it's just all hell's going to break loose over the next hour on 101 ESPN. And then I can't wait to get in my car, head to this showdown with Mark Milton and Iggy, me and Jackson, and listen to Pepper and Jeannie in what I expect to be maybe the bantiest edition yet. I feel like Iggy is loaded for bear today on
They're
today's
fed up with
Pepper
the
and Jeannie.
listening audience.
We ain't gonna have any listeners tomorrow.
Why?
We're gonna burn them like final season of Game of Thrones. Just dragons coming in, just spitting them out. And they deserve every bit of it.
You're not
too,
happy
so.
with most of them, I guess.
Oh, just get ready. Calling them out by name.
Pepper and Jeannie is coming up next, Doug. It's a wrap-up show that borders as a homoerotic memories.
And also an airing of grievances.
And an airing of grievances and attacks on the audience.
Just for us to talk about our gay stories that we couldn't talk about before.
It's that'll be on the TMA podcast feed, so if you're not subscribed to the TMA podcast, make sure you do. And then download the TMA STL app, and then you can listen to everything. Everything is there. My podcast, Balloon Party, Pepper and Jeannie, and, of course, TMA. It's all there. Time for us to shut it down. Closing out the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour for the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Iggy, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, The Potted Plant, TMASTL.com, YouTube.com/TMASTL, and the Morning After STL app.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville.